this computer. Yes, hi. So good morning, all of you. Myself, Neeraj, and today is our day 8. And till now, we have gone through different topics based on ATL. So
Good
just
morning,
a
sir.
recap. Yeah, hi, good morning. So just a recap. So on day 1, let me share my screen again. So just give you a recap of 2 minutes, and then we'll begin with our new session. That is Arduino. So on the first day, we understand about the ATL's web page, how we can find different documents on a web page. What we understand about
सर
ATL
आवाज कम आ रही है
सर आई रिक्वेस्ट
Sir, please speak loudly, sir.
फोन मैं एक रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा सभी टीचर से बिकॉज जैसा मुझे अभी अदर टीचर्स ने बताया है द वॉइस इज वेरी फाइन.
Sir, speak loud, please. Sir, your volume is too slow.
Okay, wait. Let me change my this device. Let me connect with my mobile phone and we'll see कि my voice is audible or not. If it's not audible, so now it's fine. क्या आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Yeah, hello. Now it's fine.
आवाज आ रही सर लेकिन बहुत कम है बहुत स्लो है सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है क्लियरली सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है
एक सेकेंड मैं अपने दूसरे फोन से ज्वाइन करके मेरी आवाज क्या है एक बार चेक कर लेता हूँ. यस, सो मैं इसको अपने दूसरे मोबाइल से ज्वाइन कर रहा हूँ. गिव मी अ मोमेंट. मैं थोड़ा सा मुझे टाइम दीजिए. मैं एक बार इसको डिफरेंट डिवाइस से ज्वाइन करके यहाँ पे मैं चेक कर लेता हूँ कि क्या मेरी आवाज़ अभी भी ऑडिबल है या नहीं है. मुझे थोड़ा सा समय दीजिए. Just give me some time. I'll changing my connectivity.
Now, can you hear me? Now, if my voice is audible, just let me check. Let me ask from the participants. So teachers, you can unmute and let me know. Hello. Yeah, teachers, can you hear me now? अभी आपको मेरी आवाज क्लियर आ रही है?
Yes, sir. Your voice is loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
You are
Yes, sir.
audible.
Is it fine now?
Yes, sir. It is clear, sir.
Issue,
Yes,
कोई
sir.
problem, कोई challenge? ठीक है. So I would like to request all the teachers, please keep on yourself mute. Then we sorry, I was on mute. So teachers, on day 1 we have understand about these things about guidelines and all, ATL dashboard, aims page. Then on second day we understand about electronics components available on Tinkercad. Then we understand about equipment and cleanliness, right? And day 4 we have understand about mobile app development, right? Then on the day 4 also we understand how to make a calculator and how to make mobile applications. तो टीचर, हमने स्टार्टिंग के डेज में हमने डैशबोर्ड के बारे में, एटीएल वेब पेज के बारे में समझा और हमने इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कंपोनेंट्स के बारे में समझा. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कंपोनेंट्स जो अवेलेबल है हमारे टिंकरकैड सॉफ्टवेयर पे. देन उसके बाद हमने मोबाइल ऐप डेवलपमेंट कैसे बनाया जाता है, एंड्रॉयड कैलकुलेटर हम कैसे बना सकते हैं, उसके बारे में हमने समझा. देन उसके बाद हमने सेंसर्स और एक्ट्यूएटर्स के बारे में समझा क्या होता है। देन हमने फिर एआई के बारे में समझा, जिसमें हमने टीचेबल मशीन पे कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाए थे। देन हमने चैट जीपीटी के बारे में समझा और कुछ एआई टूल्स जिससे हम अपनी हम यूज करके हम कुछ नई चीज क्रिएट कर सकते हैं। ये सारी चीजें हमने सीखी एंड देन फिर हमने 3D प्रिंटर के बारे में समझा कि 3D प्रिंटर टेक्नोलॉजी क्या है, उसको हम कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं। राइट। सो ये एक रिकैप है जो हमने अभी तक 7 दिन में करा है। वी हैव अंडरस्टैंड दीज थिंग्स इन लास्ट 7 days। नाउ वी हैव नेक्स्ट 3 days, और द next 3 days we will be going to understand about Tinkercad software where we can create our projects, right? Parallelly, if you have a student, those who want to make projects but they have no idea how to start with Tinkercad and all, right? Or even if you don't have the components in your lab but you want to learn Arduino, today I'm going to tell you how you can create basic projects and from where you can get code programming and circuits. तो टीचर्स, आज के सेशन में हम ये समझेंगे कि Arduino अगर हमें नहीं भी आता फिर भी हम कहाँ से हम कोड, सर्किट डायग्राम, ये पूरा एक प्रोजेक्ट अगर बनाना हो तो पूरा मटेरियल हम कहाँ से ला सकते हैं और कैसे इसको बना सकते हैं, वो सारा आपको मैं डिटेल में दूंगा। और आपको इतने सारे आज प्रोजेक्ट्स दूंगा जिससे आप पूरे साल भर में बहुत सारे अच्छे अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट्स बना सकते हो आर्डिनो से। आपको प्रोग्रामिंग से लेके सर्किट डिजाइनिंग से लेके हर चीज आपको आज यहाँ मिलेगी। राइट। फिर हम डिस्कस करेंगे आईओटी के बारे में, आईओटी क्या है और इसका क्या एडवांटेज है और कैसे हमारे लिए हेल्पफुल है और हम आईओटी के क्या प्रोजेक्ट्स हम बना सकते हैं। देन नेक्स्ट 2 days में हम समझने वाले हैं ऑग्यूमेंटेड रियलिटी के बारे में। और ऑग्यूमेंटेड रियलिटी के बाद हम लोग समझेंगे कि कैसे हम फेसबुक पे अपना एटीएल का पेज बना सकते हैं। और पेज बनाने के बाद हम कुछ गाइडलाइंस के बारे में समझेंगे। हम एटीएल मैराथन जो हमारा अभी लॉन्च हो गया है, जिसको हम अब नाम इसका चेंज हो गया है, स्टूडेंट स्कूल इनोवेटर्स, तो उसके बारे में हम समझेंगे कि कैसे हम एटीएल मैराथन में हम पार्टिसिपेट करें और क्या अच्छा हम लेवल का प्रोजेक्ट बना सकते हैं एटीएल मैराथन में, और कैसे हम टॉप 500 में आए। और इस तरह की हम चीज़ों के बारे में जानकारी लेंगे। वी विल गोइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड about augmented reality on the next 2 3 days or 2 days. Then we will be going to understand about Facebook page, how to upload your school reports on social medias, right? Also, what are the benefits of uploading these things on internet? Then we will be going to understand about ATL marathon, how can we our school in the top 500 list, and how to make videos. I'll also give you a session on how to make videos, how to for ATL marathon। तो ATL marathon में हम कैसे वीडियोस बना सकते हैं उसके बारे में मैं आपको बताऊंगा। सो ये कुछ चीजें हैं जो हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। देन एटीएल क्वेरीज एंड पोर्टल एंड क्लोजिंग सेरेमनी, राइट? सो विल बी थिंकिंग टू इनवाइट समवन फ्रॉम एम जो हमारे साथ आपको फैसिलिटेट करे। सो विल इन्फॉर्म यू सून, लाइक नेक्स्ट डे विल बी आई विल बी गोइंग टू इन्फॉर्म यू लाइक हु विल बी देयर विद अस, राइट? सो मीन वाइल आई वुड लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट ऑल द टीचर्स, जिन टीचर्स को प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं असेसमेंट्स असाइनमेंट सबमिट करने में, मैं आज आपको वो एक लिंक आपको मैं दे दूंगा जिसके थ्रू आप अपने सारे असाइनमेंट्स उस लिंक पे आप अपलोड कर सकते हैं। सो वो लिंक इज रेडी। आफ्टर द सेशन आई विल बी शेयरिंग दैट लिंक विद यू। सो जिन टीचर्स के असाइनमेंट्स अपलोड नहीं हुए या कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आई है, जिनको लगता है कि कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, तो वो अपने 5 असाइनमेंट्स उन इस लिंक पे वो शेयर कर सकते हैं, राइट? सो उसके थ्रू आप अपने पूरे 5 असाइनमेंट्स एक जगह पे आप अपलोड कर दीजिएगा। एंड मेक श्योर आप कि राइट योर नेम एंड अदर डिटेल्स प्रॉपरली फॉर द अदर, राइट? डू नॉट मेक any corrections or like mistakes over there. Fine. So this is what we are going to discuss. So I hope you have understand a lot of things. Parallelly, teachers, you can do also one thing, like you can share the recordings with your students also, so that they will also learn like how to design MIT App Inventor, how to design Google Teachable Machine from that video. So right. So even you can share those videos in your classrooms also, so the students can also learn from those videos. Right. So this will help you and your students also to learn those things. So I will be sharing those 5 question assignments together ka link in soon with you. Please mark your attendance so that I will be sharing those links with you. So because I saw that some of the teachers are using the same link, the to daily 10 days 7 days का link with they are sharing with students, so students can also learn. So मैं teachers मैं देख रहा हूँ कि हमारे जो teachers है वो जो लिंक्स हैं हमारे ट्रेनिंग्स के, वो बच्चों को भी दे रहे हैं, स्टूडेंट्स को भी दे रहे हैं। तो स्टूडेंट्स भी पैरेलली घर पे एआई के ऊपर चीजें समझ रहे हैं, आर्डिनो, एमआईटी ऐप इन्वेंटर और ना ऐसी चीजों को भी सीख रहे हैं। तो उससे क्या है कि उनको भी डायरेक्ट नॉलेज मिल रही है उस चीज की, तो आप वो कर सकते हैं एंड उनको भी थोड़ा हेल्पफुल होगा, राइट? सो विल बी मूविंग टू आवर next topic, that is Arduino. So we will start with Arduino. So again I'm sharing my screen and Just give me a moment. Share screen. Yeah. So first we will be going to discuss about Arduino. So why I'm showing you this screen, because this content is also available on internet, right? So even you can also follow the same. Uh, because some of the teachers are like, sir, please can you share the content and all. So the content is already available on internet, on ames portal. So first we will be discussing about Arduino, some hardware things, how to set up Arduino. Then we will be going to create some projects on Arduino, right? Also on day last, like on day when I'm going to cover marathon, also I'm going to cover the topic design thinking. So design thinking is a topic where we can understand how to, like, how to start thinking if a student having a kind of challenge and they want to make a prototype, like how to start with that. So that all part we will be covering over there, right? So first we will be going to understand about Arduino. So here, so first we will be understand about hardware and software of Arduino, right? So let me just give me a moment. So on your screen, if you can see, there is a picture, right? This is basically an activity puzzle. Your students can also use this in your class. Like they have to identify the name of the pins, right? I know most of the teachers have seen Arduino in their ATL lab, and even they have done a practice on Arduino. They have done a kind of programming also on Arduino. So teachers are familiar with this device, but I'll give you a little brief idea about these Arduinos and pin, like how to use this Arduino and about Arduino in detail. Right. So here, this is a puzzle basically. Now, even in this activity booklet, there are QR codes, right? You can scan the QR code and you will find the solution of that previous activity. So if you don't know about the parts, the components that are here, that are mentioned over here, let me share my screen. Just give me a moment. So if you don't know about these components key, which is called a digital pin, which pin is called analog pin, what is a power connector, what is power pins at mega microcontroller, a USB and reset button, right? We will be going to discuss in this in the next topic. So you can get an answer from here. So what is Arduino? So Arduino, in short, if I say, Arduino is a kind of brain, right? Like I'm a human being, I want to control something, like I want to hold something, I want to push something, मुझे कुछ किसी चीज को धक्का देना है, मुझे कोई चीज उठानी है, तो मेरा हैंड को कौन कंट्रोल कर रहा है? मेरा ब्रेन. Similarly, my who is controlling my hands? My brain. So similarly, Arduino is kind of a brain, and we call it, it's an open source prototyping platform. Open source means anyone can do anything on this platform. It's not a private companies ki only I can use, and if you have paid me only then you can use. No, it's an open source. It is available on Google. Google. You can download it and you can use it, and even you can make projects from there. So anyone can use it. So that's what it called open source prototyping platform. तो टीचर्स को ओपन सोर्स इसलिए बोला जाता है क्योंकि इसे कोई भी पर्सन इंटरनेट से डाउनलोड कर सकता है. ये फ्री है, इसकी प्रोग्रामिंग भी फ्री है, आप इसको सॉफ्टवेयर डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं और इस पे आप प्रोजेक्ट्स बना सकते हैं, प्रोटोटाइप बना सकते हैं किसी भी कॉम्पिटिशन के लिए. उसको ओपन सोर्स प्रोटोटाइपिंग प्लेटफॉर्म बोला गया. प्रोटोटाइपिंग मतलब उसमें आप प्रोटोटाइप कर रहे हो. नाउ इट इज यूज बाय लाइक टिंकर्स, हॉबीइस्ट और मेक टू डिजाइन एंड डेवलप सॉल्यूशंस फॉर रियल वर्ल्ड प्रॉब्लम. सो अगर आपके पास कोई रियल वर्ल्ड प्रॉब्लम है, आप इसको आर्डिनो को यूज करके उन प्रॉब्लम्स का सॉल्यूशन बना सकते हैं, right? So what is basically Arduino is a kind of microcontroller. So it is a physical board where you can do programming, you can connect sensors, you can connect actuators in the sense motors, LCD display, many electronics things you can connect with Arduino, and you can create problem based, you can kind of problem solving projects you can make over there. So आप टीचर्स पे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर बेस्ड आप प्रोटोटाइप्स और प्रोजेक्ट्स बना सकते हो, और इट्स completely free of cost. Now the next is Arduino IDE installation. So what is IDE? IDE is a kind of interface where you can do programming. So जैसे अगर example, I have a brain and I instruct my brain to, or so let's suppose I giving another example. So suppose there's a student, right? I'm giving them instructions ki do this. So the student is following my instructions. Similarly, in Arduino is a brain and I have to write some instructions. So how should I write? How should I give him a command? I will give him a command using a software. We call it IDE, right? So here we will going to understand how to install IDE. So teachers, मैं ये बोल रहा था कि जब हमारे ब्रेन को हमारे आर्डिनो को जब हमें कमांड्स देने होते हैं वो हम किसके थ्रू देते हैं, एक सॉफ्टवेयर होता है जिसको हम आर्डिनो आईडी बोलते हैं, उसके थ्रू हम उनको कमांड्स हम प्रोवाइड करते हैं, राइट? तो वो कैसे होता है, सबसे पहले हम वो समझते हैं. हाउ टू इंस्टॉल आईडी विल अंडरस्टैंड फर्स्ट. सो देयर इज अ 2 QR code. Even you can download the IDE software from here. And second is the tutorial video on IDE, Arduino IDE. So even you can follow this after the session, right? I'm going to tell you, but even if you need more support, you can follow these QR codes and you will get more idea about here. So let's understand IDE. Uh, let it skip this part. I think this is not important. So this is the IDE software, Arduino IDE. It's a kind of, if you have a good knowledge of embedded C, or if you have a good knowledge of CC programming, you can start learning from here, right? Even in this IDE, there we have a lot of examples are also there. If you can see on my screen, अगर आप यहाँ देखेंगे मेरे screen पे, यहाँ पे examples भी हैं. So through examples, you can learn how to make more projects, like how to blink LEDs, how to connect sensors, right? In examples, it's there. So we'll start with the first one, that is Sketchbook. The Sketchbook is this is a Arduino ka interface, software interface, and if you want to do a programming, you can use this Sketch ID. But the difference is there's a difference using a Arduino ID and a Tinkercad. The difference is in Arduino ID, when you are using Arduino ID, that means you are connecting an actual Arduino board, you are connecting an actual hardboard, you are connecting an actual sensor, right? You are actually connecting a sensor with on that time when you are doing an actual prototype, physical prototype. On that case, you have to use Arduino ID. But if you are doing the same thing virtually, like simulation, then you can use Tinkercad. Right. So I will be giving you a demo on Tinkercad because right now we don't have, virtually over Zoom call, it's not possible that I can show you uh, how to connect sensors about and also I'll give you a virtual demo over there. Then you can do a practice by your own using this ID software, right? So here's a step. Then when you start with the actual Arduino ID, you can have to click on Sketchbook, and Sketchbook you will get this kind of display on your screen, right? So there are some options available on IDE. That options are like, just move it down. So there's the first is a file. Like file, you can open a new program in examples, right? In the example, you can see we have a lot of examples. Like if you want to make some projects, the already programming is already here. You just have to click and then you can see any programming from here. Like if you want to learn basics of Arduino, you want to learn digital, or you want to learn about analog, right? So आप यहाँ से analog digital के बारे में सीख सकते हैं. Communication in the sense, if you have some projects based on communication like Bluetooth, wireless things are there. So these communications you can learn from here. Then control, like suppose if you want to control something from Arduino brain, like you have a motor or you have a remote, that programs you can learn from here. Then sensors based projects you learn from here. Display based LCD, these kind of things you can learn from here. Then string, USB. So all the examples are already here. You just have to just explore. Fine. So then Sketch. So what is Sketch? So Sketch is basically where we are doing the programming part of this Arduino board, right? Here you can verify your program, you can upload your program. So teachers, I'm going to tell you how to do this coding part, but I'm just giving you a reference. Like this is a thing actually we have in Arduino board. So moving ahead, we'll go with first Tinkercad. I think we'll start with programming and circuit designing. Then we'll come over here. We will jump over here and then we'll continue from this. So teachers, सबसे पहले हम programming और coding करना सीखते हैं. उसके बाद हम फिर jump करेंगे. इसके बारे में हम Arduino ID के बारे में in detail में सीखेंगे. Meanwhile, those who have joined right now, they can mark their attendance. If you have not marked, yeah. So I'm sharing my screen and I'll show you about Tinkercad software and how to do programming part on that. So let me share my screen again. So I hope my screen is visible. Now let's show you Tinkercad and how to work with Tinkercad. So you can do one thing. You can open the Tinkercad software and Here the Tinkercad page is loading right now. Yeah, so on my screen, it just takes a little bit time, just a second. So can you see, let me share my screen again. I think it's stuck. Yes, so Tinkercad dashboard. Now you can see it's visible on your screen. Now teachers, now what we need to do, uh, yeah, so here are some projects. So first we will understand about Tinkercad circuit. So here in this side, you can see there's an option for create. Just click on create and then select the second option, that is circuit, right? Second option, circuit. So once you click on circuit, your page will open and you will be going to learn about Arduino. तो टीचर्स आपको क्रिएट पे क्लिक करके सर्किट पे क्लिक करना है, इससे आपका प्रोजेक्ट ओपन हो जाएगा और आप यहाँ से एन नंबर ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट्स, उसकी प्रोग्रामिंग सब आप यहाँ से यूज कर सकते हैं। और मैं आपको एक छोटा सा आइडिया भी दूंगा कि कैसे हम उस प्रोजेक्ट्स को बनाएं। सो सबसे पहले टीचर्स वी आर गोइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड फर्स्ट अबाउट द this functions of this available on this portal, on this page, right? The first is, as already told, there's a first thing that is basic components. So this is a component list. You can find a lot of components that are available, that are also present in your lab, but not all the components are there here, right? Not all the components are available here, but you can find maximum the good projects that we are actually are working. So here, when you click on basics, you will find basic projects. I'll make it a little bit zoom so that it will be easily visible to all of you, right? So here, when I click basic, so in the basic, you will find some basic components in the sense like capacitor, resistor, and 9-volt battery cell. Then we have motors, then we have different type of NPN transistors, RGB LEDs. So these all are components are the basic components. But when I click on from basic to all, then you will get all the components that are here. And I can see resistor, capacitor, polarized capacitor, right? So these are the material that is available in lab. Also, you can see over here. Right now here you can see pixel, and so everything is there, right? So now when I click on the Arduino, then you will get the projects based on the components already based on Arduino. Let me select it again, Arduino. So let it be change. Why it's not changing? Just a second. Let me select again. Now, yeah, now you can see all the projects completely based on Arduino. You can see over here, right? So this is what you can get all the projects from here. And best part, most of the see all the projects are already made up. You just have to click on it and you have to understand like how to connect, how to do code and all, right? Now Now we'll understand first how to just a second. Now here you can see circuit assembly. In circuit assembly, you will learn about how to make circuits, a basic circuit. If your student has started learning Tinkercad, they can learn from here like how to create basic circuits. Right. Now the next is here. If we'll move over here, this is the code part. And in the code part, you can do the programming in two ways, either in the form of text or code. So why it's not showing right now? Because we have not selected any component over here. So I'll go in here and I'll select basic. Right. In the basic, what I'll do, I'll just write first breadboard. 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 Let's suppose I'll take a small one, small breadboard, and I'll drop it over here. Now here's the breadboard. Now you can see I'll select and I'll move it from here. Now you can change the name of the breadboard, like it's the breadboard. I'll change the name it from BB breadboard 1. Now you can also change the components name. You can also change the details, right? Now the next is let's understand about breadboard. But before moving ahead, I'll select one more component, that is Arduino. So I'll do one thing. I'll just rename it from here, and I can use write Arduino, right? So I hope all the teachers know about these the functionality of breadboard, how actually it work, right? But if we will learn it by doing the project, right? So what I'll do, I will select one more component, that is Arduino. So I'll write Arduino. So here's Arduino Uno R3. I'll select that one, and then I'll drop it over here. Let me just reduce my screen size. Yeah. So now you can see the Arduino board is on my screen. Fine. Now, first I'll tell you about the Arduino description, like how Arduino actually, the pin diagrams and all. The first thing is, everyone knows what is digital signals and analog signals. So what is the difference between digital and analog? Digital means 0, 1. We are talking about on and off. Either the condition is on, either the condition is off. Means either the bulb is on or off. That is the digital signals, right? And if it talks about analog means with respect to time, the glowness of the bulb is increasing and decreasing. Like gradually the brightness is increasing, gradually the brightness is decreasing. So this is called kind of analog signals. With the help of analog signals, we get this kind of output, right? So here, if it talks about Arduino, so once I select the Arduino, I can rotate its position, right? I want to rotate, I can use this one, and I can rotate the position of Arduino like this one. So let's suppose I'm making a project and I want to, I'm getting a difficulty in connecting the wire, so I can rotate my Arduino like this. So teachers, अगर हमें projects बनाने में कोई problem आ रहा है, हम select करके Arduino की position को भी ऐसे घुमा सकते हैं. Even हम breadboard को भी घुमा सकते हैं select करके किसी भी component को by using this function. Now let's understand the functions of Arduino board. So here, if you can see, this first two pins is called 0 and 1. That means this is called transactions transmitter receiver pin. Whenever you connect Arduino, sorry, a Bluetooth device or something, TX-RX pin, means a device that is used for transmitting and receiving the data. On that time, we use these two pins 0 and 1. So I'm trying to zoom out my screen. Just a second. I'm trying to move my screen so that you can also see it clearly. Let me. There is something difficult. See this part. Let me again bring my Arduino on the center. Let me refresh my screen, because when this type of problems, if you stuck, like your web page is not responding or something, you can just refresh your screen, so it will help you to come on its original place. So let me refresh my screen. Then so I think it's taking time. Yeah, so here let me if possible, I'll make it zoom so that you can also see it properly. I think I have to use this one, the Google browser ka. I have to, from there I can make it little bit zoom. Yeah. So I hope now, teacher, it's visible to all of you. Yes. So here now you can see the first pin, that is the initial. This is RX TX RX, that is 01, that is used for transmitting and receiving the data. Then we have from pin 2 onwards, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to till 13. These till 13 we call it digital pin or pulse width modulation. So what is pulse width modulation? What is digital pin? So digital pin, as I told you, if I want to glow an LED on and off, I can use these pins, right? If I want to connect some sensors or device, I want to use them as a digitally, right? 1 or 0, high or on or low or no. So on that case, I can use these pins. But pulse width modulation means we are talking from electronics background, we are modulating the width of the pulses. So what is pulse? You have seen in the operation theater, right? There's a machine which shows you pulses up, down, up, down, up, down, plus minus with respect to time. So these are called pulses. Now, pulses means if we say on or off, means our pulse is going in a positive x-axis, that means positive. If my pulse is going downside, that is negative. So Pulse width means you can modulate, you can increase or decrease the size of the pulses by using these pins, right? Now, if we say analog pins, these are the analog pins from A0 to A5. So we have total 6 analog pins. So by using that, we can connect analog devices with these pins. Analog devices means, let's suppose we have a temperature sensor. So as we already know, if it says temperature sensor, so how temperature sensor work? Temperature sensor gives a output in the form of analog, right? For example, let's suppose there is a doctor or there's a temperature which goes up and down, right? Which goes up and down with respect to the temperature. So we can't say the temperature is 1 2 3 4. It can be is like it can goes 98.5, 98.6, 98.7, 98.9, then 98.97, 98.7, 98.6, 98.5. So it's gradually increasing or decreasing. Fine. So this is how actually the temperature sensor works. So similar way, we can use these kind of analog based signals over here to measure analog values, or we can send analog signals also from these pins. So teacher, हम analog pin से analog signals receive कर सकते हैं, analog signals भेज सकते हैं, जैसे कि टेम्परेचर के केस में, या फिर एक जो फैन होता है, आप फैन की स्पीड को धीरे 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 बढ़ा रहे हो, धीरे 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 कम कर रहे हो, दैट मीन्स आप क्या कर रहे हो, विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम उसके पल्स को बढ़ा रहे हो, पल्स को कम कर रहे हो। सिग्नल को एक तरह से हम बोलते हैं, अगर अगर आप इन टेक्निकल बैकग्राउंड से नहीं है तो आसान भाषा में हम यही बोलेंगे कि जब हम घर के रेगुलेटर, पंखे के रेगुलेटर, फैन के रेगुलेटर को बढ़ाते हैं तो धीरे धीरे बढ़ाते हैं, स्पीड धीरे धीरे बढ़ती है और स्पीड उसकी धीरे धीरे कम होती है। दैट मीन्स हमने करंट को ऐसे बढ़ाया, साइन वेव में अगर बात करते हैं तो करंट को हमने ऐसे धीरे धीरे बढ़ाया फिर धीरे धीरे कम किया, तो वो क्या पल्स बन रही है। ठीक है, तो यही हम सिग्नल्स को यहाँ पे हम इसी तरह से हम इसको रिसीव कर सकते हैं या सेंड कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, नाउ हमारी जो बाकी पिन है यहाँ पर, ये होती है वी इनपुट, ग्राउंड पिन, और दो ग्राउंड पिन होती है, एक 5 वोल्ट ग्राउंड पिन, आपको पता ही है जो नेगेटिव पिन होती है हमारी, और वी इन लाइक इनपुट पिन जिसमें हम वोल्टेज इन कर रहे हैं, एंड देन हमारे पास 5 वोल्ट की पिन है जहाँ पे आप 5 वोल्ट का सिग्नल आप जनरेट कर सकते हैं। आगे 3.3 वोल्ट की पिन है जिसमें आप 3.3, कोई अगर ऐसा सेंसर है जिसमें आपको 3.3 वोल्ट की रिक्वायरमेंट है तो आप 3.3 का आप यूज कर सकते हैं पिन। So teachers, what I'm saying, if you are using with a device which works on 3.3 volt of power, so you can use this pin 3.3 volt, and here we have an option for 5 volt also, right? Then reset and IORF. So reset is for reset the circuit. Let's suppose you want to reset, your system is hanged and you want to reset it, you can use this pin. IO reference is input output reference. If you want to make a project where you want some reference, so that time we use this pin. So this is something advanced, right? For as a beginner, we can go with digital pins and analog pins. So I hope now this one is still clear to all of you about the Arduino board and all. Yeah, attendance chat is in the box, chat box. You can take it from here. Then we have some more things over here. So in the here you can see there's a kind of microcontroller or a processor we call it. Then we have this black color part which is used as a power supply. You can connect a DC jack in this. Then we have reset button over here, the red color, right? There are some oscillators which used to produce frequencies, like by which our project can understand the timings, right? Like let's suppose I want to run a motor for 5 seconds. So how my Arduino board knows ki the time is 5 seconds or 4 seconds, or the Arduino have to run for 5 seconds. So there is an oscillator which produce timings, right? And then our Arduino can understand, okay, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, the time that Arduino can understand, right? This is done by oscillator. Right, now let's move some programming part or do some circuiting. Before that, teachers, those who are requesting for attendance is in the chat box. So teachers जो request कर रहे हैं attendance के लिए, आप attendance हमारे chat box में है, and also I'll try to make this session Hindi and English. मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि ये सेशन को मैं हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में रिपीट करूं, ताकि हमारे जो टीचर्स जो दोनों लैंग्वेज में रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं उनको अच्छे से समझ में आए। मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि मैं हर चीज दोनों ही लैंग्वेज में मैं कवर करूं। राइट, नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड हाउ टू ब्लिंक एलईडी। सबसे पहले हम आज सीखेंगे हाउ टू एलईडी कैसे ग्लो करें। तो उसके लिए हम सबसे पहले क्या करने वाले हैं, हम आइदर ब्रेडबोर्ड का भी यूज कर सकते हैं या हम डायरेक्टली आर्डिनो पे भी कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं। तो सबसे पहले हम क्या करते हैं, हम एक आर्डिनो पे एलईडी ब्लिंक करके देखते हैं। उसके बाद हम लोग ब्रेड बोर्ड पे बनाएंगे जब बड़ा सर्किट होगा हमारा. So teachers, first we will understand by how to glow an LED using Arduino, and then how to glow multiple LEDs or how to use multiple LEDs with breadboard. Right. So I'll keep this breadboard aside for some time and I'll use Arduino board. तो मैं कुछ टाइम के लिए अब Arduino board यूज करता हूँ. हाँ, breadboard को हम बाद में यूज करेंगे. तो सबसे पहले हम इसका ओरिएंटेशन कर देते हैं. हम थोड़ा we will rotate the position of this Arduino. So I'll click this one and I'll move like this one. Right. So let me just increase the size of this board so that it can be visible to all of you. Now this is fine, right? So we'll close this aside, and first we will make a project where we are going to understand about how to blink a LED using Arduino board, and then we will be connecting some sensors also with Arduino board, and we'll understand about this one, right? So first what we'll do, we will go over here in the code part, and we will understand how to attach sensors. So first I'll go over here and I'll use a LED with this one. So I have connected and I have put a LED over here, right? So I can change the color of LEDs by click, and I can change the color from here, red, green, blue, yellow, whatever is required. So first I'll use this first one. I'll make it the name LED, red LED. तो टीचर्स हम इसका कलर भी चेंज कर सकते हैं. इस साइड में जो हमारा ये ऑप्शन आ रहा है, मैं इसका नाम कर देता हूँ रेड LED. Okay. So the basic thing is when you are connecting, when you're working with LEDs, when I am working on this Tinkercad software, you can directly do the same process with actual hardware. So teacher, जो आप virtually आप समझ रहे हो कि कैसे हम Arduino को प्रोग्राम कर रहे हैं with LED and Arduino, सेम आप अपने लैब में ATL में भी आपके जो एक्चुअल हार्डवेयर है, आप उस पर भी यही सेम प्रोसेस के थ्रू उसको आप काम करा सकते हैं. कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है, सब कुछ सेम है. जैसे यहाँ पे है वैसे आप हार्डवेयर पे भी काम कर सकते हैं. So now let's move. So what we will do, let's connect the wire part. So for the wiring part, what I'll do, this is cathode, this is anode. When I put my cursor over the pins, it's showing me कि ये cathode है, ये anode है, वो मुझे बता रहा है जब मैं उस पर cursor लेके जाता हूँ. Right. Now let's connect. So as we know, cathode is a negative pin, anode is a positive pin. So what I'll do, I'll connect, I'll click on this and I'll connect this to ground. Ground means this is a zero voltage, मतलब यहाँ पे कोई पावर नहीं होता है, ये जीरो रहता है, बिल्कुल ब्लैंक नेगेटिव. जैसे हमारे घर में दो वायर होती है, पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव, है ना. हम कोई भी फैन चलाते हैं, वायर को तो हम क्या करते हैं, एक को ग्राउंड करते हैं और एक को जहाँ पे पावर सप्लाई आ रहा होता है वहां कनेक्ट करते हैं. सिमिलरली ये हमारा ग्राउंड है, मतलब यहाँ पे पावर सप्लाई नहीं आ रहा, और 30 नंबर पिन पे पावर सप्लाई आ रहा है, या इस किसी भी पिन पे पावर सप्लाई आ सकता है. आपको बस प्रोग्रामिंग के थ्रू उसको ऑन करना होगा. आपको प्रोग्रामिंग के थ्रू आर्डिनो को बताना होगा कि मेरे को 8 नंबर पिन पे पावर चाहिए. तो ये प्रोग्रामिंग के थ्रू होता है कि मुझे पिन नंबर 8 पे पावर चाहिए. सो टीचर, व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज कि दिस इज अ ग्राउंड पिन, देयर इज नो पावर, बट वी कैन by the help of programming we can produce a power or a 5 volt on any pin from 0 to 13, but we have to command it, we have to give a command on the IDE or on the coding part, right? So here I'm completing a circuit, so I'm connecting my positive pins to pin number 13, right? Now I want to change the color. So what I'll do, for the ground pin I will change the color to black, and for the positive one I'll make it red. Fine. So this is what I have done till now. Now let's blink an LED, right? So I think we have done this part earlier also in the last call, but again I'll just for a reference I'll give you a how to do a coding. So there's a two part. The one is the code part. Here you can see there are three method you can do the coding part. The first one is the block part. Second is block plus text. So you can see over here, this is a block programming. Block plus text means you are connecting blocks, but also it's showing you text. And the third is text based method. Text based means directly coding, like if you are doing in IDE, actual Arduino board. On we can say on embedded programming or C programming, that actually we are doing. So I'll do block plus text. So both the parts are covered together over here, right? So here you can see I'll delete this one. I'll delete this one also. So I'll do the block programming. So block programming is basically what I'm doing. I have to use first the control option. Control means I want to, whenever I want to control my device, like I want to control all the blocks, I want to start with the programming. So here initially you can see block part is 0, nothing is there. But in the text-based programming, you can see void setup and void loop. So what is void setup and void loop? Void setup is something when you are connecting external things with your Arduino. So you have to tell the Arduino, I am going to connect these things with your board, right? For example, there's a robot doesn't know about, robot is having a head, but robot doesn't know, does he having a legs, does the robot is having a body part, hand, leg, right? So we have to tell that robot that I'm going to connect a hand on your body part, going to connect a leg on your body part, right? So the similar way, void setup means we have to tell the Arduino that I'm going to set up these things with you, right? I'm going to connect a sensor with you, I'm going to connect a motor with you, I'm going to connect this LCD with you, right? So here, when we'll start with on start. So when I click on start, you can see nothing, but there's a delay of 10 10 milliseconds, right? So we'll start with first, I have to glow an LED, right? So what I'll do, I'll go in the output part. Here you can see on the top, there's an output part. I'll click on the output part. Now these all are the output options. Output options means the things that gives output, right? So I have to make my pin number 13. So as you know that here in the pin number 13, we have connected our LED with pin number 13. So I'll again click on the code part, and in the code part, I have to do what? I have to call out this block, and I have to put it inside the this one, right? Now I have to change the pin number from 0 to pin number 13. So when I click on pin number 13, now you can see automatically the programming is coming over here. The code part is coming over here, text-based programming. So it's showing me pin mode. Pin mode means, if in terms of code, it says कि pin mode means we are connecting pin number 13 as a output, right? And pin mode means we have connected our we have used pin number 13. So it's by default we have to write it as a pin mode, and it's a case sensitive. We have to write in the same this way, like pin small, M capital, right? This is a case sensitive thing. So this is what I have done. When I drop this block over here, it shows me that. Now if I change this number, let's suppose I change it from 30 to 11, automatically this number will also change. This is the best thing when, as a student, doesn't know how to do a coding part, if they don't know how to do don't know about C programming and embedded, but by this they can learn the text-based programming also. So I'll take it as a 11 की जगह we'll take it as a 13. So टीचर ये बहुत आसान तरीका है बच्चों को text based programming सिखाने का, ब्लॉक की हेल्प से टेक्स्ट हमारा अपना बनता जा रहा है, ठीक है? अभी देखिए मैंने यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है, what I have used over here, pin number 13 as a high. So pin number 13 act as a digital write 13 number high. 13 number high means pin number 13 should goes high. High means on 5 volt. And what is the meaning of digital write? Digital write means it is sending a signal, right? If we says read, digital read, it means it is receiving a digital signal. So that is the difference. Let's suppose if you have connected a board, a sensor, what sensor do? Sensor take the data from outside and it gives to the Arduino board. Sensor क्या करता है, बाहर से डेटा लेता है, Arduino को देता है ना? सेंसर जैसे मान लो कि हमारे पास एक सेंसर है, सपोज करो एक गैस सेंसर है जो क्या करता है, बांस की गैस को डिटेक्ट करता है, Arduino को बताता है. तो सिमिलरली हम यहाँ क्या कर रहे हैं, वी आर यूजिंग राइट नाउ वी आर यूजिंग एलईडी. सो एलईडी क्या करता है, लाइट ग्लो करता है, आउटसाइड आउटर मतलब लाइट प्रोड्यूस करता है. सो एलईडी प्रोड्यूस लाइट. So that's why I used digital write, because it's giving out the signals from Arduino, it's giving out to our external ones. That is why I write write. If I used instead of LED, I use a sensor, then it will comes over here digital read. That means it is taking the data from the environment and giving to the Arduino, right? When I change from high to low, you will see that it automatically change from high to low, right? That means now low means 0. We are making this signal 13 number as a low, means no out, no current, no voltage, nothing. It's act as a ground. But right now I have to glow this LED, so I'll use high, right? Now I want my LED to blink for 2 seconds, right? So what I'll do, I'll use a timer block. Okay, so we'll go in the control section. Control section is basically to control something. So I'll use this block. There's a block of wait 1 second. Now you can see there's a wait of 1 second. I'll put it inside it. I'll put it inside it like this. When I put it inside it, you can see now it's coming over here. Delay of 1000 millisecond. Delay means break, a gap of 1000 millisecond. 1000 means 1 second. So I'll increase the number from 1 to 2. So now it comes over here 2000. Now I want after 2 seconds my LED goes off. Right. So after 13 after 2 seconds it goes off का means मैं चाहता हूँ कि 2 सेकंड के बाद मेरी एलईडी बंद हो जाए, इसलिए मैंने वेट 2 सेकंड लगाया. अब मैं चाहता हूँ कि 2 सेकंड के बाद मेरी एलईडी ऑफ हो जाए. सो टीचर्स व्हाट आई विल डू टू मेक इट ऑफ, वी विल ड्रॉप अ न्यू ब्लॉक फंक्शन ओवर हियर. वी विल फर्स्ट सिलेक्ट द पिन. सबसे पहले पिन सिलेक्ट करेंगे कौन सी पिन है हमारी जिस पे हमें काम करना है. सो द पिन नंबर इज 13, right? And I want that pin number 13 after 2 seconds goes off. 2 सेकंड के बाद बंद हो जाए तो I'll use low button and I'll put it inside this like this one. Right. So the first thing is pin number 13 will go high for 2 seconds and after 2 seconds it goes off. So अगर आप programming में देखेंगे, if you see in the programming part, the first line is pin mode 13 is the output. Then I use key digital it is act as a digital right for 13 for high, then 2 second ka break, and then again it goes low, right? Then again I'll do one thing, I'll use a one more wait block and I'll put a timer of 2 seconds. Right. Now I want to do this programming, but see teacher what happened, there are two things. If I play this one, it will turn on the LED for 1 second and then turn on the LED for 2 seconds and then the program stops. But I want this program to in continuity. So what I have to use? I have to use this block, forever block. Forever block means we use forever block to run our program continuously without any stop, right? So let's play the program and let's see will it work or not. Okay, so I'll close this and we'll use start simulation. So when I click start simulation, then let's see it's initializing stop, right? So 2 seconds on. Now it's not going off. We have 2 seconds. We have now it's 2 seconds. We have closed. So have you seen like it worked for 2 seconds, then after 2 seconds it get off. So you can check the timing from here also, that there's a timer coming over here when it start. Like see, so it's turn for 1, then 2, now it's off. So here's the timer is also coming on my screen. On the top you can see when 2 seconds completed it gets off. Now let's make a program कि after 2 seconds it automatically turns on. तो टीचर हमें प्रोग्राम बनाते हैं कि 2 सेकंड के बाद ये फिर से ऑन हो जाए. अगर आपने यहाँ टाइमर देखा होगा 2 सेकंड ये ऑन रहा फिर ये बंद हो गया. अब हम इसको प्रोग्राम ये बनाएंगे कि ये 2 सेकंड के बाद फिर से स्टार्ट हो जाए. तो आप क्या करोगे, आप दो चीजें कर सकते हो. या तो आप इन ब्लॉक्स को फिर से प्रोग्राम करोगे, इसके नीचे लगाते जाओगे तो आपको बहुत सारा लगाना पड़ेगा, है ना. तो वी विल यूज अ फॉरएवर ब्लॉक. फॉरएवर ब्लॉक का क्या काम होता है, उसके अंदर अगर वो बार बार रिपीट करता है. तो टीचर्स वी विल यूज अ फॉरएवर ब्लॉक. फॉरएवर ब्लॉक मींस it repeats the programming part or the coding part again and again. Now you can see a difference. I used this program for one time. I want this program to run for one time. You can see all the programming is here in the void setup, but once I put it inside the forever block, the code goes down in the loop part. Loop part means now we have looped. Looped means looping. You have heard the this word. Please put the song in the loop means उसको repeat करने दो. आपने सुना होगा कि गाने को loop में डाल दो, मतलब चलने दो बार बार. So what we have done, we have used all the blocks in a forever part. Forever means repeat it again and again, again and again. So this is what the programming part comes in the void loop wala section. So in the void setup, it's only showing me we have connected pin number 13 as an output. So output can be anything, a motor, a LED, a LCD, it can be anything. But in the loop part, we are talking about what actually we want to do with the Arduino. हम Arduino से क्या कराना चाहते हैं, that comes under loop, void loop वाला part, right? So now let's start the coding. Let's click. So please note the timer also. When it turn on, after 2 seconds, it will goes on and off. So it's turned on. Now we have one second. The timer is very slow, I think here. So 2 seconds it goes off. Now we'll wait for 4 seconds. When it comes 4, it will turn on. 3 and 4. Now you can see this gets on. So this is how we can turn on and turn off a LED with the help of coding. Right. This is for a single LED. But yes, if you want to increase the number of LEDs, that is also possible. That we will going to understand here. Right. So let's stop this programming. So now let's add 2-3 more LEDs with that, and then we'll understand more about LEDs. So I'll go over here. I'll use 2 more LEDs, one more and another more one. Right. So let's connect. So this is a cathode pin. What I'll do, I'll connect this pin to the ground one, negative. If it's not work, click the escape button, and then you can this will be free. Ground. I'll click over and click over here, ground pin. So I have used this pin as a ground pin. Let's change the color of these wires. Now let's connect these 2 pins with pin number 12 and 11. So let's click on this one and I'll select 12. Let's click on this one and select 11. Right. So I have, oh sorry, you have to change the color also. So let's make this as a yellow and let's make this as a green, because we are going to make a traffic light. Right. Now let's change the color of the LEDs also. So here I'll use this LED color as a yellow and I'll use this color of the LED as a green. So teacher, हमें LEDs के color change कर दिया. अभी हमें बनाने वाले हैं ट्रैफिक लाइट और उसकी हम प्रोग्रामिंग करना सीखेंगे. So सबसे पहले हमने क्या किया, ये हमारा ट्रैफिक लाइट हो गया. आप इसको अपने लैब में भी बना सकते हैं. आप LEDs यूज करके बच्चों के साथ, आप अपने स्टूडेंट्स के साथ आप ट्रैफिक लाइट सिग्नल्स बना सकते हैं प्रोजेक्ट्स में, और भी आप ज्यादा कर सकते हैं, बट एक बिगिनिंग है, एक बेसिक है. So teacher, this is a basic thing that you can learn. You can create traffic lights projects in your lab also by using actual LEDs. Right. Now let's move to the coding part. So the coding part, what we have to do, we will do one thing. Either you can do using block based, either you can do using code based. So I'm trying to use through block. Even I can do direct coding also, but I think if you are a beginner, it will give you a kind of typical to understand. So here I'll use 2-3 pins. Like suppose the first is 13 number. We'll drop some more pins. We'll put it over here. So this is for this program is basically for the single LED, right? I want after 1 second the lights gets on and off. So we'll start with the first one. When we use pin number 13 as a high, I want my first traffic light signal to turn on for 1 second, and then after that what happened? Our yellow signals yellow signals comes turn on. ट्रैफिक लाइट में क्या होता है, पहले हमारा रेड सिग्नल ऑन रहता है, उसके बाद हमारा येलो सिग्नल हमारा टर्न ऑन होता है ना. तो उसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे, पिन नंबर 13 को हम कर देंगे लो. 1 सेकंड के बाद 13 को हम लो कर देंगे. आफ्टर 1 सेकंड वी विल मेक द फर्स्ट LED एज अ लो, and then we will add another LED with that one, and I'll use the LED. I'll call it 12 number LED, and I'll turn on that second 12 number LED as a high, means the yellow LED should goes high. At the same time, the first LED will go off. For how much time I want my yellow LEDs to on? That is for 1 second. And after that, I want the third LED, that is green, turns on. So for that, what I'll do, I'll connect my third pin, that is pin number 11. तो टीचर जब हम ट्रैफिक लाइट बना रहे हैं तो हम चाहते हैं कि हमारा जब पहला लाइट ऑन हो 1 सेकंड के लिए, उसके बाद हमारा दूसरा लाइट ऑन हो, बट सेम टाइम में पहली वाली एलईडी बंद हो जाए. तो मैंने क्या किया प्रोग्रामिंग में, मैंने पहले एलईडी को 1 सेकंड के लिए ऑन कराया 30 नंबर को, और उस टाइम पे उसके 1 सेकंड के बाद मैंने उसको ऑफ करा दिया और दूसरी एलईडी को ऑन कर दिया 1 सेकंड के लिए. उसके बाद सेम टाइम पे मैंने फिर तीसरी एलईडी को हमें ऑन कराना है. तो हम पहले 12 नंबर को हम बंद करेंगे, मतलब पहली वाली जो चल रही थी येलो वाली उसको बंद करेंगे और उसकी जगह हम ये वाली एलईडी को ऑन कराएंगे. सो टीचर्स, व्हाट एक्चुअली आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज as we are making traffic light signal, so we have to turn on and off the LEDs simultaneously, right? So here in the programming part, if you understand it properly, first LED 30 number pin, right? Because there are 3 LEDs, pin number 13, pin number 12. This is a 13 number, this is a 12 number, and this is a 11 number, right? So I make it when the first pin, the red LED 30 number goes high for 1 second, other LEDs will be off. And after 1 second, the 13 number will goes off low, and at the same time the yellow LED, that is 12 number pin, will goes high, right? And then at the same time it will glow for 1 second, and after that the yellow LED goes off and the third LED, that is pin number 11, turns on. So this is what we have done, a programming, a small programming over here to make a traffic light, right? Now here's the coding part of that. If you want, I can give you a brief on this also. So in the void setup means we have connected three LEDs, so that's why it's showing me pin number 13 as output, 12 output, and 11 output. So pin number 12, 11, 12, 13 are the output. So that is, we have already informed to Arduino we are using three pins. We are using your three pins as output. Then we are going to make the pin number 13 high. We are going to give a signal to pin number 30 to glow, right? So that's why I've used digital write. For how much second? 1 second or 1000 millisecond. At the same time, I'm going to, after 1 second, after I'm going to off the LED, red LED, and I'm going to on the second LED, that is yellow LED, as a high. And the similarly, the programming is over here, right? Let's test this. We'll go in this part and start simulation. So you can see as it start, you can check the timer also with respect to the LED. So 1 second off, it goes on, yellow goes off, and then green turns. After 1 second, green turns on. This is how our traffic light signal work, but the only difference is the timer. So over there, it's a wait for 40 second, 30 second, or something. Now, teacher, you can see there's an error. Error is what? The green signal is not going off. It's continuously on, right? Now you can see this is not going off. So this is what we have to find why it's not turning off. So let's stop the simulation and go in the coding part. And the coding part, we have to use a code. So what code are we used? When the pin 11 goes high, वी हैव टू, इसको भी तो हमें ऑफ करना पड़ेगा. हमारा पिन नंबर 11 जो है वो ऑफ नहीं हुआ है ना, हमारा वो ग्लो कर रहा है कंटिन्यूअसली, तो उसको भी ऑफ करना है. सो वी हैव टू टर्न ऑफ द एलईडी 11 आल्सो बिकॉज़ इट्स नॉट गोइंग कंटिन्यूअसली. सो व्हाट विल डू, विल यूज वन मोर block from here and we will put it over here upside. When pin number 13 is high, on the same time pin number 11 should goes off to low. Okay, now let's see this part. Will it work or not? So turn on, 1 second, yellow, and then green. After 1 second, wait, 1 second on, then we have yellow 1 second, and let's see for green. Now, okay, green is going on, but it on that same time it takes off. So for that, what we have to do, we have to put a timer block over here, because we have not put a timer also. Okay, so in the control part here, we have to use a timer also. It has to be stopped for 1 second. Okay, let's reduce the time. Instead of 1 second, I'll write it as a 0.5 so that I can see this blinking speedily, right? But as a timer for traffic light, you can increase the timing also. So this is what called logic. We are developing a logic, right? So this is how this coding part helps the student also to develop a logic. The thinking ability gets increased, right? So I have started 1, then yellow, then green, and then red. Now you can see now it's working fine. Red, green, yellow, red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green. This is how you can also create such type of projects using traffic light kind of. I've stopped the simulation. So this is the first thing that we have understand. Now let's move to not to the programming part, but I'm going to show you a lot of content. मैं आपको टीचर बहुत सारा कंटेंट के बारे में बताने वाला हूँ जो अब आप यहाँ पे बना सकते हैं और आप यूज कर सकते हैं अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स को बनाने में, राइट? सो लेट्स सी, let's stop this one. One more thing, एक चीज और, what is very important, See, this is a Arduino ka part. Now, if you want to know about the circuit diagram, click on over here, this part, and you will get a systematic view. Systematic view means the internal part. Like if you want to make a PCB board, you can use this one. Systematic diagram is also there. Also, if you need a list of components that are used, let's example, if there's any kind of competition and students want some details in their projects, like for synopsis if they are making. टीचर जैसे हम कभी प्रोजेक्ट में पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं किसी कंपटीशन में, एयरटेल मैराथन में, तो प्रोजेक्ट से रिलेटेड इन्फॉर्मेशन भी हमें चाहिए होती है, तो आप यहाँ से उसको यूज कर सकते हैं सर्किट डायग्राम को। और इवन आप कंपोनेंट की लिस्ट भी आप यहाँ से ले सकते हैं कि आपने आर्डिनो यूज किया, एलईडी यूज करी, ये सारे कंपोनेंट की लिस्ट भी आपके यहाँ पे है। सो टीचर्स, कंपोनेंट लिस्ट इज आल्सो अवेलेबल ओवर हियर, यू कैन डाउनलोड फ्रॉम CSV and you can get the data from here, right? Now let's understand more about how we can learn more about this one, right? So what we will do here in the code part, right? When I click on the code part, I will change it to from code to I will change it to block-based programming. Just a second. I will use it as a normal block base, so it gives me a small now 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 here, let me just a second. Yes. So can you see my screen now? Here, the best part now it's coming on my screen. Now, please note, because this is very important, because most of, if you don't know and if you want to make more projects. So here, can you see these three dots, right? So when you click on these three lines, you will get a complete detail of all the components from here. The first thing is you will going to know about the components. टीचर्स, आप कंपोनेंट्स के बारे में यहाँ से अच्छे से आप जानकारी ले सकते हैं कि ये कंपोनेंट क्या काम आता है, किस काम आता है। जैसे कॉइन सेल किस काम आता है, ये 1.5 वोल्ट ट्री, हाउ व्हाई वी यूज 1.5 वोल्ट ट्री, राइट? व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ दिस माइक्रोबिट, राइट? व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ दिस वाइब्रेशन मोटर, ये वाइब्रेशन मोटर क्या काम आता है। देन वी हैव हॉबी गियर मोटर, एनपीएन ट्रांजिस्टर क्यों यूज करते हैं, व्हाई वी यूज एनपीएन ट्रांजिस्टर। दिस इज ऑल कंपोनेंट्स डिटेल्स आर देयर। नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड, we'll keep it this side. Now I'll delete this one. Let me you can check the recordings. If you need some screenshots, you can check the recording, but I have to clean my screen. Let me clean my screen. Yes. Now we'll click on all. When I click on all, now you can see over here, not only the components, you will get more detail about all other components also. First, you will get know about this neopixels, how to use neopixels, right? You will get to know about LCD display. When you click on LCD display, you will get LCD display on your screen, right? Then it's a type of micro:bit, so it's already there. Now next is, if you move it a little bit down, you will get to know more about the components in detail. Now this is done. Now let's understand more about it. Circuitic diagram. So let's click on basic. Now, who are interested to make projects, right? So for the teachers, those who are interested to develop projects, or even you want your students should make a project, so you can use those pre-made projects. For example, let's click on this one. I'll select this project and click over here, right? Now this is a और रेडीमेड प्रोजेक्ट। तो टीचर, आपके पास रेडीमेड प्रोजेक्ट यहाँ पे तैयार है, आप इसकी हेल्प से अपने बच्चों को भी चीज सिखा सकते हैं। इवन योर स्टूडेंट्स कैन आल्सो लर्न फ्रॉम हियर। नाउ व्हेन आई क्लिक ऑन स्टार्ट सिमुलेशन, नाउ आई कैन मेक mixer. So when I mixer means I can make RGB color, like this is a red, green, red, blue or green. And when I click on this, red, blue, green. So if you want to know how to make this circuit, your students can understand this is a positive terminal, this is a negative terminal, negative terminal is connected to three negative pins, anode, red, blue and green, these are the three pins. How to connect this one, the same negative red wire is going to connect from here to terminal this one. So this is how you can also understand, or you can also teach your students about this one. So I'll do one thing. I'll put it this side, and I will create one more. I'll drop one more project from here. Just let me give me a moment. So the next, if you want to know more, here is a tilt sensor. Here is a temperature sensor. So let's see temperature sensor, how it works. So the temperature sensor, there is a battery, right? There's a TPM, there's a transistor. Now this is a negative terminal, this is a positive terminal. So positive terminal connected over here, negative terminal goes over here. Now this is the output part, and you can see the output on the screen. Now let's turn on it. Right now, it's showing me 749 millivolt of uh, temperature. Or when I increase or decrease, see, I'm decreasing, I'm increasing. How much voltage is showing me over here. So this is what you can measure that temperature in terms of voltage, if it's low or high, right? So this is the thing that we are talking about. Now, what is next? So this is the basic things. Like if you want to know about tilt sensor, if you want to know about PIR sensor, how PIR sensor actually work. So you can also learn from here. But this is a basic. But also I'll tell you how to do it through coding part also, right? So this is what PIR sensor have 3 pins. One is positive, negative, positive, and the other is output, right? So let's do some Arduino based programming projects. So I'll delete these projects. Now let's open something bigger project. So let's understand with the moisture we have, then we have smoothing. There are a lot of projects, but it's not possible to cover all these projects together on the same time. But yes, you can take a reference like from here. This one is a LCD based programming part. So LCD means you can display your LCD, anything you want to write or any input you have taken from the sensor, you can display on your LCDs, right? So here, this is a, here the best part of this LCD program is that you don't have to connect a lot of wires. It's already there's a converter which helps you to connect very less numbers, right? So let's click on this. Right now, this, see, my LCD is turned on right now. Right now, in the code part, you can see what is the coding we have done. Seconds, how much second it has. It's basically for turning on the LCD. But now you can see on the screen, it's showing me hello, right? Hello world. So this is the first, when we start programming, this is the first thing that we do. So now it's showing you hello world. So even this kind of things also you can do on your coding part. So it's turning on or off for 1 second, like 0, 1, 2. It's a kind of counter or timer, right? So this is what you can also do with the help of coding. Like after 1 second, the light turns off, light turns on, right? And at what position you want this LCD. So it's showing me column 1 row, column 0 row 1, column 0 row 1. So this programming, so teacher, this is the best. Why I'm showing you this thing? Because from here you can start, your students can start learning the basic things, how to control LEDs and all, and then they can use the same coding, the code that they can convert that block into code, and they can use in the Arduino. So that becomes easy for the beginner students, a beginner teacher, to learn, to understand how to do coding, how to do programming with the help of Arduino. I hope you are loving this one, because this is very simplest way. As most of the teachers, most of the students are saying, sir, we don't know how to कोड. काफी टीचर्स में से पूछते हैं, सर मुझे कोडिंग करना नहीं आता, मैं कहाँ से स्टार्ट करूँ? तो यहाँ आपके लिए सब कुछ है, बस थोड़ा टाइम देने की जरूरत है, और आप यहाँ पे काफी सारी चीज सीख सकते हो. अपने आप सर्किट्स बने हुए हैं, आप जिसको थोड़ा सा उसमें अगर आप उसको चेक करेंगे, आप उसको समझेंगे, तो आपको काफी समझ में आएंगी कि कैसे वायर्स कनेक्ट की गई है, प्रोग्रामिंग का मतलब क्या है. द बेसिक थिंग इज यू नीड टू हैव टू स्टार्ट विद दैट. Now let's stop this one and give you some more, going to show you some more about sensors also. How sensors are, you can use sensors with Arduino, and how actually it works. So let's learn about this one, ultrasonic pathfinder range. So ultrasonic is one of the common sensor available in the lab, right? And how you can use ultrasonic sensor in the projects, right? But here I can see there's a one ultrasonic sensor. I think it's taking time in loading, but I'll try to use one ultrasonic sensor with buzzer, so that you can understand how to use ultrasonic with the buzzer, right? So just give me a moment. I'm trying to add buzzer also over here. We'll see. So this is ultrasonic sensor. Now how to use ultrasonic sensor? Ultrasonic sensor को हम कैसे यहाँ पे use करें? तो उसके लिए basic क्या है कि there are 3 pins here. So I'll do one thing, teachers. I'm not going to use this project. I'm going to use a ultrasonic sensor with the buzzer. So you can see, you can also see कि how a ultrasonic sensor detects any object. So what I'll do, I'll instead of this, I'll click on all. Now here I'll go down. Now here you can see feeding project is there. Then we have analog digital programs are there. Servo motor project is also there, right? So I'm going to use smoothing calibration. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Give me a second. So here we have some more projects. Motion lamp. Okay, then we have MOSFET, PMOS, NMOS, force sensor, flex sensor. So this is a flex sensor that we are talking about in our last, not the last, but we are talking about this few days back. Like some of the students, those who have participated in NEP, National Education Policy, so then on that time they created such type of projects where they are using flex sensor for gesture, for a kind of gesture motion. So this is a flex sensor. How actually it works when you press this sensor, it generates analog output, right? It generates some kind of voltage, and on that generation we can measure it through Arduino and we can create such output, right? So here I'll tell you how it actually work. So what you need to do for that, first you have to start the simulation. So this is how they have connected the sensors over there, how they have connected Arduino with the breadboard, right? So let's click on this simulation. So once you start simulation, then you can see there is a flex sensor. What you need to do, as an actual flex sensor, you have to press that one. When you pressed it, it creates a kind of voltage, analog voltage. So let me see. Now it's a 0 degree, means there is no angle deformation. We have not pressed, अभी तक उसको दबाया नहीं है, बोला नहीं है, तो यहाँ ये इसका एंगल दिखा रहा है. मैं इसको थोड़ा सा जूम कर देता हूँ, अगर आपको ये विजिबल होगा. मैं इसको थोड़ा सा मैं ट्राई करता हूँ इसको जूम करने का. या सो नाउ यू कैन सी इट्स राइट नाउ शोइंग मी 0 डिग्री. इसको थोड़ा सा मुझे इसको मूव कराने दीजिए. हाँ, सो अभी, ओह गॉड, एक सेकेंड. It's very difficult to zoom in, zoom out and parallelly because the components are so small. इतना छोटा है कि इसको दिखाने में बड़ा प्रॉब्लम आता है बार बार. सो नाउ इट्स शोइंग मी 27 डिग्री. तो इसको मैं और पुश करूंगा तो 106 डिग्री, 82 डिग्री, राइट. तो मैं जितना इसको नीचे को पुश करूंगा, ये इतना उसका एंगल चेंज होता जाएगा. अभी मैं इसको और ऊपर पुश बेंड कर रहा हूँ. तो आप इसको आप भी अपने लैब में इस तरह से इसको प्रैक्टिकल कर सकते हैं. आपके पास में जो एक्चुअल जो फ्लेक्स सेंसर होता है उसको आप बेंड कर पाते हैं, बट यहाँ पे आप इसको यहाँ से ऐसे प्रेस करके आप देख सकते हैं कि कितना डिग्री ये बेंड हो रहा है. नाउ on teachers, you can click on the flex sensor and you can see how much right now it's bended. It's 137 degree, right? I can reduce the angle from here by clicking on the screen. Now let's little bit go downside. Now in the programming part, we have done a kind of programming. When the sensor bends at a certain limit, then the LED will goes on, right? So now you can see the LED is off. Now if I click over here, 43, it's still not glowing. 57, it's not glowing. But when it crosses 60 degree, it turns on. See, now it's turned on, right? If I reduce the number from 60, it's turned on. But when I reduce from 60 to 58 or 57, it turns off. So this is what we can set. We can set a standard, kind of number or range. Like if my flex sensor crosses this much of angle, then the LED turn on. So where we can use this kind of circuits? Let's suppose if you want to make a project for the person, those who are disabled, those who are not able to express their feelings, right? They can use such kind of gloves, and by bending their fingers, they can turn on the LEDs, turn on the motors, turn on the kind of sound they can generate, right? So let's check the coding part also. I'll give you coding part So here, the coding part, it's showing me let me make it a little bit zoom. So the coding part showing sensor read analog means it's understanding the analog signal. Read means my Arduino reading, my Arduino is taking the data, analog data from the flex sensor. That's why we call it read analog A0. How much? 20 degree, like sensor is less than 20, then it should be high, if otherwise it should be low, right? So this is a condition, so that condition you can also learn from this part, right? So this is all about Arduino, but yes, as we have time constraint, I'll try to cover a lot of things because there are a lot of things are there on this portal, but I'll do one thing on the next day also. I'll try to as if time permits, I'll try to cover other things also, but I would like to request you can have a look on these tutorials that are available over here, and you can make a lot of projects, right? So moving ahead, we'll go with our next topic, that is IoT, and we are going to discuss about IoT also in today's topic, right? Libraries, yes, libraries are there in Arduino project. So I'll take your questions also, because I think I'm not able to take questions right now because I have to cover a lot of content. And there's a lot of content actually. I don't think 10 days are enough to cover these things. Right, there are a lot of things, I think. So that's now up to the teachers. You have to practice. You have to do practice, and you also have to learn over here. Now let's move to the IoT part. Till now, if you have any doubt, you can ask like at the end of the session. I'll give you very much sufficient time to ask the questions. So this is our new topic, that is IoT, which is Internet of Thing. And Internet of Thing is also a very vast thing. Internet of Things is also a very vast thing. It's something advanced than Arduino. So IoT, what is IoT? So IoT is basically when we say we have connected our device with internet, right? Internet, for example, I'll tell you also, I am sitting over here and I want to turn on and off the lights at my office, or I'm sitting in a thermal power plant. I think teachers, about the thermal power plant, right? And there are big machines, right? There are a lot of heat, so it's not possible for an engineer to have a visit in that device, that area. तो टीचर्स, होता क्या है थर्मल पावर प्लांट में, अगर आपने देखा होगा कि बड़े बड़े मशीन होते हैं, जनरेटर्स होते हैं, जहाँ पे काफी ज्यादा हीट होता है, जहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोड्यूस कर रहे होते हैं, तो वहाँ पे किसी आदमी का जाना पॉसिबल नहीं होता. वहाँ पे मोटर ऑन ऑफ करना है या कुछ भी अगर काम है, फैन ऑन ऑफ करना है, पानी को ऑन ऑफ करना है, पॉसिबल नहीं है. तो क्या होता है, वो अपने ऑफिस में बैठे बैठे उसको ऑन ऑफ कर लेते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स. मीन्स वहां पे एक उनका डिवाइस लगा होता है जिसको इंटरनेट से कनेक्ट कर दिया जाता है, और यहाँ से हम अपने लैपटॉप पे बैठ के एक सिग्नल भेजते हैं, इंटरनेट पे मैसेज जाता है, और मैसेज उस डिवाइस पे जाएगा जो मोटर ऑन ऑफ कर देगा, लाइट ऑन ऑफ कर देगा, सारे काम कर देता है. Right. So teachers, what I'm trying to say is, in the big, example of thermal power plant, in the thermal power plant, you have seen a lot of big giant motors, machines are there, heating devices are there. So not possible for a normal person to visit over there and turn on the fan, motor, water, right? So for that, there's a device which helps us to turn on the things. So with the help of internet, we can turn on these devices. So on my screen, if this is just a basic example, but if you see on my screen, we all are surrounded by IoTs. If we talk about Wi-Fi, if we talk about aeroplane, if we talk about LEDs, smart homes, appliances, right? These all are connected with IoT. Now let's start with what is IoT and how we are the advantages of IoT, right? So what is IoT? Basically, it's a large network where all the devices are connected to each other and enabling us interact with each other. For example, I am here, you are there, right? I can take an access of your laptop. I will tell you, okay, just download this application on your mobile, on your laptop. Either it's suppose any desk or any other tool, and when you turn it on, I can take an access from from here. I can do anything on your system. So टीचर, अगर मैं यहाँ बैठा हूँ और आपसे मैं बोलूँ आप एनीडिस्क अपने सिस्टम पे डाउनलोड कर लो, या कोई भी कैसी एप्लीकेशन अपने लैपटॉप पे डाउनलोड करो, तो मैं यहाँ बैठे बैठे आपके लैपटॉप पे काम कर सकता हूँ. हूँ, कोई भी सेटिंग्स पेज ओपन करना है, फाइल ओपन करनी है, डिलीट करनी है, मैं कर सकता हूँ, जस्ट बिकॉज वी आर कनेक्टेड थ्रू इंटरनेट, right? Similarly, Bluetooth ke through also we can connect, but Bluetooth is a very short range of device, right? But through internet, from India, I can do anything on America also. So this is what the power of internet. So the word thing in IoT means the device which is with the ability to collect and transfer data over a network with manual intervention. For example, so what is the actually means is with the thing means there are some sensors or motors that are connected with IoT devices, which takes input from there and give the output, right? So here, if you can see on the picture, there's a picture of a Earth, right? On different countries, people are there. Someone is from let's suppose Asia is controlling robotic arm in other continent, right? With the help of internet. सो क्या होता है कि इंटरनेट की हेल्प से आप किसी भी देश से दूसरे देश के मशीनों को कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, बस आपको कमांड्स भेजनी होती हैं. सो हाउ इट वर्क, हाउ IoT वर्क, IoT कैसे काम करता है. सो देयर आर फोर थिंग्स, द मेजर फोर थिंग्स इन IoT. द फर्स्ट इज सेंसर और डिवाइसेस, सेकंड इज द कनेक्टिविटी, थर्ड इज डेटा प्रोसेसिंग, फोर्थ इज यूजर इंटरफेस. सो IoT काम कैसे करता है, सबसे पहले होता है एक सेंसर टेक्नोलॉजी लगी होती है. सेंसर मतलब जो हमें इनपुट देते हैं. मान लीजिए मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ आपको कि मान लीजिए मैं अपने घर में बैठा हूँ या मैं अपने ऑफिस में हूँ और मेरे छत पे मेरे जो घर है वहां पे ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा गर्मी हो रही है, राइट? और मैं चाहता हूँ कि मेरा एक टेम्परेचर सेंसर है, देयर इज अ टेम्परेचर सेंसर ऑन माय रूफ. व्हेन द टेम्परेचर सेंसर senses the degree is more than 35 degree or 40 degree, right? It will collect the data from my rooftop and then it will send the data to my AC, which is enabled on IoT, and it takes the data. Oh, the temperature is more than 40, turn on the AC automatically. सो टीचर्स, व्हाट आई एम सेइंग कि IoT एक ऐसा डिवाइस है जहाँ पे एक सेंसर होता है, सेंसर हमें डेटा देता है. लेट्स मान लीजिए हमारे छत के घर के ऊपर या स्कूल के ऊपर एक ऐसा हमने सेंसर रख दिया टेम्परेचर सेंसर, जो डेटा कलेक्ट कर रहा है कि जो टेम्परेचर का वैल्यू है हीट का, वो 40 डिग्री से ऊपर चला गया, तापमान 40 से ऊपर चला गया. जैसे ही 40 से ऊपर गया, एक मैसेज चला जाएगा मेरे AC को कि 40 डिग्री से ऊपर हो गया, अब आप AC को ऑन कर दीजिए 28 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे. तो ये होता है IoT, जो इनपुट लेता है बाहर से और ऑटोमेटिकली जैसा हमने प्रोग्रामिंग की उसके हिसाब से वो बिहेव करता है. So the first part is sensor part. Second is connectivity. Connectivity, we're talking about the connections like through internet, 2G, 3G, 4G, which type of connectivity is there to sending and receiving the data. That is called connectivity. Data processing means we are processing the data. What type of data is received? कैसा डेटा आया है, उस पर क्या काम करना है, that is comes under data processing. And the user interface. User interface means the output part, right? What type of things you want to do. Even you can collect the data. For example, what you can do, you can also monitor, like let's suppose you have a farmhouse or you have a agriculture, you have some land, right? And there is a sensor you have enabled. That sensor is called soil moisture sensor. So you can also check like throughout the month how much so water, like how much what is the data like you have received from that soil moisture about the agriculture, the land. Even you can fix multiple sensors in your agriculture field, right? And you can collect the data. That data you can also monitor like throughout the month, this much of amount of rain is there. So आप अपने मोबाइल पे पूरे महीने का आप उसमें डेटा भी ट्रैक कर सकते हैं कि इस महीने हमने कितनी बारिश हुई, कितना हमारा पानी आया, राइट? तो ये सब चीजें भी आप उसमें मॉनिटर कर सकते हैं थ्रू IoT. नाउ first, we will talk about sensors or device. So sensor device means we are talking about the data that helps to collect the outside environment तो का डेटा जो है. So the teachers, sensors device का मतलब कोई ऐसे devices जो हमें outside का information provide करते हैं, that comes under sensor devices. So it can be monitor for temperature, for monitoring, right? टेम्परेचर मॉनिटरिंग कर सकते हैं और वीडियोस के हेल्प से भी हम वीडियो के हेल्प से भी डेटा ले सकते हैं कहीं बैठे बैठे. Then next is connectivity. So connectivity is basically used to send data that we have received from sensor to the cloud. Cloud means over to the cloud computing. I think you have heard about, right? So we can collect the data from the sensors and then we can send the data to the cloud. For example, I'll give you one more example. Let's suppose there's a parking system, right? And you are the owner and you are in another country, and you want to know how much car enters in the parking area, how much car exit from the car parking area, right? So there is let the in the IoT there's a sensor, we call it as a counter sensor, that counts the number of cars enter the car, counts the number of car exited, right? So all these numbers that the cars counted will be sent through uh, to the cloud through internet. So that's why the data that is collected throughout the day or throughout the month, it will be sent it to the क्लाउड. सो टीचर्स, अगर आपके पास कार पार्किंग का, आपके पास मान लीजिए एग्जांपल है कि आपके पास कार पार्किंग का एक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है जहाँ पे आपकी कार्स को आपको काउंट करना है, दिन भर में कितनी कार्स आ रही हैं जा रही हैं, तो एक काउंटर की मदद से आप कार्स को आप काउंट कर सकते हैं, और वो सारा डेटा महीने का या दिन का पूरा इंटरनेट के थ्रू आप क्लाउड पे डाल के आपको कहीं से भी एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. So that is called, that's why we use connectivity, like communication medium basically. So it can be like, or satellite पे हम जो data भेजते हैं, we send some satellites, we send some data to satellites using Bluetooth, Wi-Fi or WAN. Then data processing. So data processing is whatever the data is received, we have to process. So that comes under data processing. And the last one is user interface. User interface means, let's suppose that person who received the data, now he can check that data on his application. How from this time to this time, how much cars come, how from this time to this time, how much car uh, goes out, what is the actual number of cars are there available in the parking area, is there any space or not. So this all comes under, you can see these all things in the application. So टीचर्स, आप कितने कार आई हैं, कितनी कार गई हैं, मेरे पास कितना स्पेस बचा हुआ है, कितनी कार अभी उसके अंदर प्रेजेंट है, ये सारा डेटा अपनी एप्लीकेशन में देख सकते हैं, राइट? सो दिस इज, यू कैन ऑल्सो इंस्टॉल काइंड ऑफ एप्लीकेशन, और आप उसमें सारा चीज आप देख सकते हैं बैठे बैठे. सो that is the best thing about internet of things. Now, real world applications of IoT. So I'm going to share some real world applications of IoT. The first is smart home appliances. So with IoT, you can turn on the switches or the ACs from your home. By reaching home, you can, like, आपको लगता है कि आपको 5 मिनट लगेंगे घर पहुंचना, आपसे पहले अपना एसीज को ऑन कर सकते हो. So teachers, you can turn on the ACs. If you think that it take you 10 to 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes to reach your home, you can turn on the AC by using mobile application. Then wearables. Also, we have some, good wearables where IoT is enabled, like for fitness, health, and entertainment requirement. Then smart cities. So like people who are using find free available parking areas by using sensors and web applications. So that I was talking about. It's their smart cities. We can see free availability of parking, right? Then the next is agriculture. So in agriculture, also sensing soil moisture and nutrients, controlling water usage for plant growth, and determining customer for custom fertilizers. So if you can see on the screen there's a display where you can see how much water is there, how much fertilizer is required, is the fertilizer excessive, or it's is this kind of things you can monitor through your mobile phone. So टीचर, आप अगर जैसे हमारे जो फार्मर्स होते हैं जिनके पास एक लैंड है, बट उनको मॉनिटर करना होता है कि हमारे को लैंड को कितना मॉइस्चर, कितना फर्टिलाइजर की रिक्वायरमेंट है, कितने वाटर की रिक्वायरमेंट है, तो कुछ सेंसर्स ऐसे लगे होते हैं जिनको हम एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड में लगा देते हैं, और वो सेंसर्स हमें इनपुट देते हैं, और उसकी वजह से हम अपने मोबाइल फोन पे ही देख पाते हैं कि कितने हमारे पास अभी हमारे जो फील्ड की क्या कंडीशन है राइट नाउ, कितना उसको फील्ड में सॉइल को फर्टिलाइजर चाहिए. तो ये सब मॉनिटर हम अपने स्क्रीन से कर सकते हैं. सो दैट इज द बेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ IoT. Then energy management also we can use. But we'll give you a live example of this. So I think now in most of the cities we have smart energy meters, right? Now you can also monitor your how much energy you have consumed in this day, how much energy you have consumed in this week, or how much energy you have consumed last month. So this is everything is available on the website. There's a APK Android application, so you can just check in which from which state you are, and if you have smart energy meter installed, right, you can download their government application. For example, if I am from Haryana, so I have there's a application DHBVNL, right? So by which I can track every detail, like from last 1 hour how much energy I have utilized. So how this data is available? Because my smart meter, my smart electric meter, which is installed in my home, is now having a IoT, Internet of Thing. right? So after every, after 30 minutes or after 1 hour, this data from this my how much energy I've consumed in last 1 hour, this data goes to a satellite and I can track that data from satellite. So this is how we are, we are now moving to this kind of thing. So if you have not used, you can also download this application. So टीचर्स मैं यही बता रहा था कि हमारे पास जो इतने स्मार्ट डिवाइसेस आ गए हैं जिसकी हेल्प से हम आजकल अपने घर के जो बिजली के मीटर होते हैं उसमें हम पहले क्या होता था कि हम महीने या 2 महीने में हम चेक कर पाते थे कि हमारा कितना एनर्जी कंज्यूम हुआ है। बट आज आईओटी की मदद से इतना फैसिलिटी आ गई है कि आप आधे घंटे पहले आपने कितना एनर्जी कंज्यूम किया सुबह से लेकर शाम तक, आप उसको भी आप ट्रैक कर सकते हो। तो आप जिस भी स्टेट से हो, अगर आपके वहाँ पे एनर्जी स्मार्ट एनर्जी मीटर इंस्टॉल्ड है तो आप उनकी एप्लीकेशन डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं उनके एंड्रॉइड ऐप से, और आप वहाँ पे अपना मीटर नंबर या अपनी कुछ डिटेल्स फिल करके आप अपने मीटर को भी ट्रैक कर सकते हो कि मैंने हमारे घर पे सपोज पिछले 1 हफ्ते में कितनी एनर्जी यूज हुई, या 6 महीने में, कि हर महीने का ग्राफ बन के आएगा कि आपने कितना एनर्जी कंज्यूम किया हुआ है। आपको प्रिडिक्ट भी कर देगा कि आपके आने वाले टाइम में इतनी एनर्जी आप यूज कर सकते हो एज पर योर लास्ट 6 मंथ्स का डेटा, आपने इतना एनर्जी कंज्यूम किया, इतना वॉटेज, आपको पूरा डिटेल देगा करंट। और अच्छी बात यह है कि आप राइट नाउ अभी अभी करंट एनर्जी आपके जो मीटर में आपके रीडिंग है वो भी आप चेक कर सकते हैं आईओटी की हेल्प से। तो दिस इज व्हाट एक्चुअली द आईओटी मीन नाउ। वो हमारे जो पुराने मीटर्स होते थे वहां उनमें आईओटी ये चीज नहीं थी, बट अब स्मार्ट मीटर्स हमारे इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स है, मतलब आपका जो डेटा चल रहा है लाइव वो पूरा सैटेलाइट पे जा रहा है, आप उसको ट्रैक भी कर सकते हैं बैठे बैठे घर से। So the next is stages of IoT. So these are the stages of IoT from actuator, like from actuator or sensor, we receive or send the data to the cloud, and I can see the data to the mobile phone. So I will give you an example of electric meter. So this is the best example of electric meter. These sensors sending the data to the satellite or the cloud. Then from the cloud, I can receive the data on my internet and a mobile phone, and I can check a live, what is happening over there. Then ThinkSpeak. So ThinkSpeak is a platform where you can create projects, where you can develop IoT based projects. Now this is similar, just like we have understand about Arduino. In Arduino also you can do coding. You can attach sensors and all. In a similar way, ThinkSpeak is a IoT platform that collect and store sensor data in the cloud and develop a IoT application. Right. So as you know, so where the ThinkSpeak server is a, an open source IoT application. Open source means you can use it. You can also learn if you want. If you're interested in IoT, you can also use this ThinkSpeak.com, and where you can use this platform, right, to blink LEDs, or you can do such kind of things. So it's basically work on HTTP protocol over internet or local network. Now what is an example of internet of things device? So I'll give you some examples, like light bulb can be switched on or off using smartphone applications, so that is also IoT based. And a motion sensor or smart thermostat in your office or connected to street light, right? Then IoT device that can be fully, but if you're seeing that in student, there's a toy in the market which is also completely enabled with IoT, where students can sorry the children can also और the market actually यहाँ पे हमारे पास बहुत सारे ऐसे devices यहाँ पे IoT already enabled है. Then in some larger objects that themselves like jet engines in the flights, they're also enabled with IoTs. Then if we talk about ThinkSpeak, then in there this is some there's a kind of dashboard where when you log in ThinkSpeak portal, you just have to sign up with ID password, and then you can create some channels. Like if you want to collect temperature, if you want to collect humidity, if you want to collect something else, you can just have to mention over here, and you can create your own channel IoT file, right? Then if it says you want to make it public, if you want to have some URLs, you can keep it over here, and then you can see a graph of what type of data you are receiving from the sensors. For example, there's a sensor that is you have used in your project. Suppose there's an agriculture based project, right? And you have used some sensor over there, and you want to monitor those what is actually happening when the motor turns on, how much soil get, how much moisture is there. So all these things you will get in a form of graph from this ThinkSpeak, right? So This is one of the best platform. Even you can try Blink. There's one more application, Blink, where you can also use connect internet. You through internet you can use that one also. Then some applications of IoT, like IoT is, you can see these things: smart thermostats, connected cars, activity trackers, parking sensors, connected health, smart city, right? Even you have seen that there are some smart devices which can monitor your health related things, like if you are running or if you are walking. So it records all the data and it sends it to the cloud, and through cloud you can check all the reports of last month in your mobile phone. A graph will also show you. So टीचर्स, मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ आज के टाइम पे हमारे पास इतने सारे स्मार्ट डिवाइसेस आ गए हैं, जिसमें आप अपनी हेल्थ को भी आप ट्रैक कर सकते हैं। आपका एक स्मार्ट डिवाइस आपके हाथ में, आप पहनेंगे वॉच, और वो आपको डेली की आपकी एक्टिविटी क्लाउड पे भेजता जाएगा कि आज आपने इतना वॉक किया, आज आपने इतनी रनिंग करी, राइट? और वो सारा डेटा आपके क्लाउड पे होगा और आप उसे कभी भी मोबाइल पे ट्रैक कर सकते हैं, कि पूरा एक आपका एक एक्सेल शीट जैसा तैयार हो जाएगा, रिकॉर्ड, इसमें आप पूरा अपना 1 मंथ का आपका ट्रैक आप सब देख सकते हैं। आपने कहाँ कहाँ विजिट किया, कितना आपने रनिंग किया, सब उसमें आ जाएगा। तो दिस इज द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ IoT. Then challenges also there. We have some challenges also. So I'll discuss some of the challenges, like insufficient testing and updating, or there's a security prices also there. Anyone can crack. Then software की बड़ी complexity है. Then data volume, because a lot of data is generating, because the number of uh, IoT devices are there. A lot of data actually generating. Then integration with AI and automation also is the challenge, कि उसको AI से और automation में हम उसको integrate कर रहे हैं नहीं सकते, थोड़ा सा इसमें challenge है, right? So these are some challenges you can see. Now advantages also. So what are the best advantage of these IoT, right? So ability to access information from anywhere at any time or any device. You can access all the information from any time, right? I give you example, like if you are sitting in different continents of the world, you can get the data from different continent to different continent through internet. Then improved communication between connected electronic device. So all the devices are now connected to each other, and they can communicate with each other. So this is a improved part. Then they are transferring data packets over connected network, saving times and money. And the last is automatic task help to business में काफी इसमें हमें help हुआ है through the IoT. Then there are some disadvantages also, right? So I'm not going to I'm not going to talk much about this, but you can see on my screen there are some disadvantages of IoT. Yeah. So this is what we have understand. But teachers, what I would suggest to you, you can use ThinkSpeak or Blink app to create projects based on uh, right, this one. And even on internet and Google, I have seen hundreds of projects which are tutorials basically. So why I'm showing you this thing, because IoT is a very very big thing, very vast thing, which is not it takes a lot of time to cover, right? But if you giving up proper time, or if you start from the beginning, right, there are a lot of content which is available on AIMS portal also. And I'll told you ThinkSpeak, so you can start like learning from ThinkSpeak. You just find some tutorials like how to create a basic project, what are the requirements to start work with ThinkSpeak portal. So you just need a kind of LED node MCU, and then you can just have to connect those LED node MCUs and all, and then you can use same IDE Arduino IDE software. You just have to do some basic you have to change some basic settings from the in that Arduino, and then you can start learning, you can start making projects on that one. So I hope this one is clear to you. And yes, so the teachers, those who are actually requesting me, ki, please sir, share PDF PPT, definitely I will be sharing all these things together, right? Once we will close all our topics, ना, so I will be sharing all these documents with you. So teachers, मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा था कि जैसे ही हमारे सारे टॉपिक्स हमारे फिनिश होंगे, मैं आपके साथ सारा डेटा आपको मैं सारा मेल पे आपको मैं शेयर कर दूंगा। बस मेक श्योर कि आप अपनी अटेंडेंस मार्क करिए. Do not forget to mark your attendance. So those teachers who has joined recently, I would like to request, please mark your attendance, because after marking your attendance, I can share the details with you, right? Moving ahead, if any teacher want to ask anything, we have 30 minutes left, so I will be taking your doubts. Also, teachers, I would like to request, you can write in the chat box so I can take your
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है. हेलो. हेलो. हेलो.
हेलो हाँ सर बोलिए
हाँ
मेरे को
सर,
आपकी आवाज आ रही है।
मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है. सर, जो हम ऐप डेवलपमेंट कर रहे थे एमआईटी की वेबसाइट पे जा करके, तो
हम्म
आईओटी से क्या मैं उसके लिए अपना कोई जैसे मैं बटन ऑन ऑफ वाला ऐसा बना के उससे अटैच कर सकता हूँ क्या?
कर सकते हैं आप खुद का भी एप्लीकेशन बना के उसको कर सकते हैं बट उसके लिए आपको थोड़ा सा रिसर्च वर्क करना पड़ेगा कि कैसे क्योंकि पहले आपको आईओटी पे
जी.
बनाना होगा प्रोजेक्ट देन आपको उसको वहाँ पे चेक करना है तो आप कर सकते हैं उसमें कोई इशू नहीं है।
तो ठीक है सर. थैंक यू सर.
यस यस नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन।
Hello, sir.
या हेलो
Sir, when we can use that analog pins and digital pins, what is the difference between them for giving input?
hmm. So analog pin basically when you are, why on what time you have to use analog pins when you working with analog devices. For example, if you are working with a sensor, temperature sensor, that is an analog sensor that gives you analog output. So you have to use that with analog pin. But when you're working with digital module, for example, you're working with LED or such type of digital devices, then you can use analog digital pins. Teacher, can you please? I request please can you please mute there's a voice yeah so you have to select you have to see which type of sensor you are actually using it's a digital module digital device or it's an analog device.
Okay, sir.
हेलो सर.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, hello. So, teachers, one more thing. I'm sharing one link. The teachers, those who find difficult that I'm not able to submit my projects, right? I'm sharing one link in the chat box. Over there, all the 5 questions are there for related to assignments, and you can submit your assignments in that updated link, right? So yeah, you can continue, but teachers, I'm sharing this link in the chat box. You please copy this link and you can use this for submitting your projects. Yes, ma'am, you're asking something. Someone is asking something.
सर नमस्कार सर.
Namaskar ji.
सर मैं यही बोल रहा था कि यूट्यूब का लिंक जो है ना सर थोड़ा जल्दी शेयर कर दिया कीजिए जिससे हमें असाइनमेंट बनाने में थोड़ा सा आसानी हो जाए. क्या कभी कभी कुछ
अच्छा
चीज़ें मिस हो जाती है ना तो थोड़ा टाइम लगता है और असाइनमेंट फिर शाम हो जाता है रात हो जाता है मतलब लेट नाइट हमें असाइनमेंट वर्क करना
मैं
पड़ता है.
मैं समझ गया सर उसके लिए हमने क्या किया है उसके लिए हमने ना 15 अगस्त तक हमने डेडलाइन कर दिया 15 अगस्त तक आप अपना प्रोजेक्ट सबमिट कर सकते हैं तो आज मैं जो लिंक दे रहा हूँ वो सबके प्रोजेक्ट्स हम 15 अगस्त तक आप कर सकते हैं.
जी ओके सर थैंक यू.
Sir, I have
या
a question.
वेलकम. यस
Thingspeak.com. I just tried to log in, but they are saying contact us. I don't know. I'm not able to open the website. They're
कॉन्टेक्ट अस.
telling me to fill the contact us page. Is it the correct email ID? Like
No. You have to check it again. Even you can do one thing. First you have to log in, right? So I hope you have done it in a right way. Might be there's some. I thought there's some. Uh,
sir, I
uh,
just went to Google and typed thingspeak.com,
uh-huh.
and they are showing contact us page. Can you just share your screen and show
Let me
how to
let me
log
check.
in?
Let me just give me a
Okay.
moment. Now. I'm sharing one link actually here in the chat box. So
Okay.
teachers, I'm sharing one link in the chat box. If you have find any difficulty in submitting the projects, you can submit those projects over here. So here I'm sharing 5 projects link. I'm writing this as just the name as of now. 5 projects link. So please, here is you can get this link and by you can upload your projects over here. But those who have already done, please, I request do not share again and again. But if if you face any challenge in any one of the in any submission, like any day, you can use this link one, right? So even in today's session also, there's one more. There's one in today's assignment also. There's one question based on Arduino, so you can use that also over here if it's not working. So I'm sharing my screen, just a second. Let me just a
Sir,
second.
may I ask question again?
Yeah, you no, wait, I'm just so it's the same question or a different question?
Yes,
Who is
sir.
asking?
Still, I do not understand means how to identify the that a sensor is that used for that analog pins and this sensor is used for the digital pin, and that analog pins can be used only for giving input or both input and output both purpose.
So how to check? Do one thing, ma'am. When you're working with a sensor, if you are new and you have no idea about the sensors, you can do one thing. Either you can take it from reference from Google. Like if you just write the name and check with it's a digital, because there are n number of sensors are there on the in the ATL lab, right? So it's not possible to understand which type of sensor we are using. So right. So
Ask one question.
So majorly, most of the sensors are, at the analog sensors, right? But if you are still having confusion, you can check on Google, like which type of sensor is this? It's analog or digital, right? Second thing speak. So let me just a second. So for example, majorly sensors are analog sensors, which gives data in the form of analog, right?
Okay, sir.
So
And
I'm
digital pins are generally, sir, useful for giving input output both. So same way
both,
we can
yes.
use the analog pins or only for
For
input. So
input
I
output. Right. Same, you can use it for input and output
analog
purpose.
also.
Both the pin. Exactly, ma'am.
Okay, thank you,
Exactly.
sir.
So the ma'am who is saying having thing speak problem, actually, I'm trying to open that port,
Hello, sir.
their
I
web
asked
page.
one question, sir.
It's taking a little bit time in processing. Just a second. I don't know what this web page is,
Sir,
let
may
me
I
share my
one
screen. Just a second.
Okay, sir. Later you can send through mail also that link from where we
Because
can.
right now you can see on my screen, I have searched .com. It's showing me the site
Yes.
can't be reached. So might be there's a
Oh,
temporary down. It's temporary down, I guess. You can
okay.
try it later on. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
Who's next?
sir. May I, sir?
Your voice is breaking. I don't know. It's from my end or. Uh,
Sir, I am full-time ATL instructor at BK Senior Secondary School, Bhiwani, Haryana. सर
mhm.
लास्ट जो मीटिंग चल रही है सर स्कूल टाइम टेबल की वजह से सर वो मिस हो गई टाइमिंग की वजह से सर वो कैसे अटेंड हो सकती है सर
आप अपनी रजिस्टर कर लीजिए इस प्रोग्राम के लिए। आई होप आपने रजिस्टर किया होगा, तो उसके थ्रू आपको हम भेज देंगे अटेंडेंस की
इस
रिकॉर्डिंग्स।
स्कूल टाइमिंग की वजह से आई एम फुल टाइम एटीएल इंस्ट्रक्टर
No
सो
issues.
मीटिंग टाइमिंग एंड स्कूल टाइमिंग आर
I get your point. You just do registration. I'll share the recordings of last 6-7 days.
ओके सर थैंक यू सर व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप इज आल्सो फुल
Yes. It's already full, but we will be sending the details over the mail.
सर कैन यू सेंड ऑन पर्सनल मेल
Yes, sure. Just do registration. We will share those things with you. Yeah. I hope now this one's clear. Any teacher want to ask any question or have doubt related to today's topic?
एक्सक्यूज मी सर
Yes.
सर जो आपने असाइनमेंट दी है जब हम उसको डॉक फाइल में सेंड करते हैं वो कंसीडर तो करता है अपलोड भी होती है उसके
Hmm.
बाद जो मार्क्स उसके कट होके आए हैं आपने उसमें बताया था कि आपने जस्ट फ्रंट एंड और बैक एंड शो करना है डिजाइन शो करना है हमने मतलब टिंकरिंग कैड में वो काम किया फ्रंट और बैक एंड दोनों में शो किए लेकिन फाइल में से मार्क्स कट हो गए
No issues, ma'am. We will check the programming part. So this is marks is actually done by Google Form automatically. So no problem. I will check the responses, right? And from there I can see. Do not worry
Okay,
about
okay,
that
sir.
part.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Any other question?
सर
Uh-huh.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर,
Yes, yes. Yes, hello.
नोड एमसीयू के ऊपर क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता हूँ सर?
Yes, sure, please.
सर हुआ क्या, मैंने नोड एमसीयू को कनेक्ट किया था अपने सिस्टम में। मैंने
हाँ,
एमसीयू ESP 8 to 6 आई थिंक 8266 जो है उसको मैंने कनेक्ट किया, बट
okay.
उसमें पोर्ट नॉट शोन दिखा रहा है। मैंने 3-4 केबल्स ट्राई कर लिए, फिर मैंने 3
हाँ,
अलग अलग नोड एमसीयूज को ट्राई कर लिए, उस
हाँ,
मतलब वो कुछ भी पोर्ट में शो नहीं कर रहा। वेयर एज मैंने दूसरा जो ESP 32 जब मैंने कनेक्ट किया वो शो कर रहा है।
हाँ।
तो इस
आपने जब
इश्यू के बारे में थोड़ा,
आपने जब चेंज किया तो वो शो कर रहा है।
जी जी मैंने चेंज किया है। ESP 32 डेव किट जो है उसको मैंने जब कनेक्ट किया वो साथ ही साथ वो दिखा रहा है कि मेरा कॉम पोर्ट 6 में ये पोर्ट में एक्टिवेट हो चुका है करके। whereas मैंने
ठीक
तीन
है।
तीन अलग अलग नोड एमसीयू को जब मैंने कनेक्ट किया
हम्म।
वो एक बार भी शो नहीं किया, मतलब पोर्ट नॉट डिस्कवर्ड
देखो
दिखा रहा है।
देखो होता क्या है, मैं आपको बताता हूँ। बेसिकली जरूरी नहीं है कि हमारी वायर ही खराब हो। देखो इसमें बहुत सारी चीजें आ जाती हैं। इसमें आपका वायर भी आ जाता है, इसमें आपका नोड एमसीयू भी आ जाता है, इसमें आपका सॉफ्टवेयर का पार्ट भी आ जाता है, इसमें आपके लैपटॉप के पोर्ट्स होते हैं वो भी होते हैं। तो बहुत सारे रीजन हो सकते हैं प्रॉब्लम्स आने के। कोई ऐसा नहीं है
जी
कि हम खाली वायर, हम सोच रहे हैं कि बाकी सब ठीक है। हो सकता है वायर की वजह से प्रॉब्लम आ रहा हो सकता है कि पावर हम उस
ओके।
हिसाब से दे रहे हो प्रॉपर, बैटरी में प्रॉब्लम। तो कुछ भी रीजन हो सकता है। तो आप क्या कर सकते हो, आप
मतलब
भाई
मैं
आप
जब
उसको
कनेक्ट करता हूँ सर,
चेंज।
जब कनेक्ट करते एक ब्लू लाइट एक बार ब्लिंक करता है उसके बाद बंद हो जाता है, और जो वाईफाई मॉड्यूल है वो हीट करता है, हल्का सा हीट कर रहा है
आपकी
वो।
मैं आपकी बात समझ गया। तो हो सकता है कि आप ना डिवाइसेस को चेंज करके देखिए। कई बार क्या होता है कि मैं जैसे आपने बताया कि वो पहले वाला आपका जो एक बोर्ड था वो चल गया बट बाकी नहीं चल रहा। हो सकता है कि सॉफ्टवेयर की प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, बोर्ड की प्रॉब्लम हो। तो
जी
हम यही एज अ टेक्निकल अगर हम काम करते हैं, हम यही देखते हैं कि हम कुछ अलग डिवाइस पे ट्राई करके देखते हैं, हो सकता है वहां काम कर जाए। इसी से हम ना प्रॉब्लम को ढूंढ पाते हैं। ठीक है।
ओके
हाँ, तो आप उसको एक बार किसी दूसरे लैपटॉप के साथ में उसको इंस्टॉल कीजिए, वहां एक बार चला के देखिए। या उसकी कुछ सेटिंग्स होती हैं, अगर आप जब चेंज करते हैं तो पोर्ट्स एंड
जी
ऑल, तो उस पर एक बार देखिए कि वहां की प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं आ रही है। ठीक है। तो इस हिसाब से आप यूएसबी कभी कभी प्रॉब्लम आ जाता है, यूएसबी का पोर्ट खराब होता है, उसकी वजह से भी नहीं आ
जी
पाता। तो बहुत रीजन होते हैं प्रॉब्लम्स के। तो आप उसको, मैं यही रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि आप उसको अलग अलग सिस्टम पे चेक करिए, तब शायद आपका कहीं प्रॉब्लम रिजॉल्व हो जाए।
ओके ओके, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर।
यस, यस, यस।
हेलो सर।
यस, हेलो।
हाँ सर, एक्चुअली ना सपोज आर्डिनो में बहुत सारे आर्डिनो पड़े हैं जिसमें प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाए थे, बट बिकॉज ऑफ सम रीजंस कुछ एक्सचेंज हो गए। तो अब मुझे आर्डिनो का कोड देखना है कि क्या कोड उसमें उनो में डला हुआ है, तो वो कैसे चेक करेंगे?
अच्छा, आपको तो आप उसको डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं मैम। अच्छा, आप आर्डिनो बोर्ड के अंदर जो प्रोग्रामिंग है
हाँ,
उसको आप रिवर्स
चेक
करना
करना है
चाहते
कि
हैं।
कौन सा वाला किया है।
उसका है एक्चुअली एक प्रोसेस, बट देखो जनरली हम लोग करते नहीं है कि हमने आज तक कभी किया नहीं, क्योंकि हम खुद ही कोड बना लेते हैं और खुद ही मतलब
हाँ मतलब सपोज खुद कोड बना
हम बन
दिया और उसमें मैंने अटैच कर दिया, पर अब सपोज मेरा मिसमैच हो गया कहीं पे और मुझे ढूंढना है कि मैंने कार वाला कोड किस में किया था, तो वो अब वो दोनों आर्डिनो उनो में से मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा?
दैट इज अ गुड क्वेश्चन एक्चुअली, बिकॉज कभी हमने रिवर्स नहीं किया है। कि हमने जैसे कभी हम कहीं फंसते हम नया प्रोग्राम बना लेते हैं, अगर मान लो कोड हमारा खो जाता है तो हम नया प्रोग्राम बना
हाँ
लेते हैं, तो उसमें से रिवर्स करना यू नो इज अ गुड, बट आई हैव टू आल्सो चेक। वैसे
हाँ, बिकॉज अब
होता
बहुत
मुश्किल
बार
है।
ऐसा प्रॉब्लम आया है।
वैसे आई नो वैसे सी होता है, ये मुश्किल है कि रिवर्स आपने जो कोड को कंपाइलर क्या करता है, उसको कोड को लैंग्वेज भी उसको चेंज कर देते हैं, राइट। जब आप आर्डिनो
हम्म।
वो करते हैं, बट आई थिंक बिकॉज मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मैंने अपने टाइम पे काफी पहले मैंने ये चीज करी है कि तो कोड को मैं डाउनलोड किया, देयर प्रोसेस। वो एक आध बार किया था
अच्छा।
जस्ट टू, जैसे आपका क्वेश्चन आ गया और आपने मुझे पूछा, तो ऐसे शायद कभी मुझे लग रहा होगा, मुझे लगता है मैंने किया है। बट अगेन आई हैव टू चेक कि
हाँ
क्या है। तो विल ट्राई कि सिर्फ यूट्यूब पे ही अगर मैं देखूं, ओके, एंड तभी हम
हाँ।
आपको बता पाएंगे कि हाउ टू गेट बैक द कोड रिटर्न टू द Arduino। बट इसका है
हाँ,
प्रोसेस, मुझे ऐसा है ना। तो
अच्छा।
वही एक बार आप भी ट्राई
हम्म।
कीजिएगा, मैं भी इसको देखूंगा आफ्टर द कॉल कि हाउ टू गेट बैक द,
बिल्कुल।
बिकॉज जब भी प्रॉब्लम आती है हम खुद ही बना लेते हैं कोड, हम उसको रिवर्स लेके नहीं आते। तो कभी हमने भी नहीं किया ऐसी चीज
हाँ
को। हाँ, बट
हाँ।
दिस इज
और
इंटरेस्टिंग
सर इन
समथिंग।
केस ऐसा कुछ मिले तो डॉक्टर सीजी इंग्लिश स्कूल एट द
जरूर,
रेट gmail.com।
जरूर, 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 जरूर मैं सबके साथ शेयर करूंगा।
या
यूट्यूब पे
या
मैं देख लेता हूँ एक बार, हाँ मैं देख
हाँ
लेता
जी,
हूँ।
हाँ जी सर। या
या थैंक यू।
थैंक यू।
So, any other teachers, any other question or any doubt? Anyone want to ask any question?
हेलो हेलो सर, नमस्कार।
आपकी आवाज रिपीट हो रही है।
हेलो सर, नमस्कार।
यस सर।
नमस्कार।
मैं अंबागढ़ चौकी, डिस्ट्रिक्ट राजनांदगांव, छत्तीसगढ़, सुशील कुमार चौरसिया बोल रहा हूँ सर।
ये
सर, ये आर्डिनो का जो यूनो, नैनो और इस सब का थोड़ा सा अलग से क्लास डिटेल में हो पाती तो सर, जैसे 14 तारीख के बाद, क्योंकि क्लास का जो ड्यूरेशन है वो छोटा हो गया सर, 2 आवर्स में कंप्लीट नहीं हो पाया। और दूसरा प्रॉब्लम ये है सर, जैसे अभी टिंकर कैड से हम लोग ये क्लियर किए, आगे यदि हम कोई जैसे अभी आगे प्रोजेक्ट बड़े बनाने हैं तो उसके लिए कुछ और गाइडलाइन हो सकती तो प्रोवाइड कराते हैं।
जरूर जरूर जरूर। देखिए, मैं आपकी ये चीज समझ रहा हूँ, क्योंकि आर्डिनो अपने में ही इतना वास्ट है कि हम लोग जितना बता ले, साल भर पढ़ा लें तो भी कम है। ठीक है, अगर आपको मैं साल भर भी मैं किसी को बैठा के मैं पढ़ाऊं, मैं उसको समझाऊं तो भी कम है, क्योंकि वो एक ओपन सोर्स है। आप उसमें कुछ भी लगाओ, उसमें आप उसमें एक रॉकेट साइंस भी आप कर सकते हो, अगर आप कोई अगर करना चाहे। ठीक है, तो आर्डिनो से हम पेट्रोल पंप में आप देखा होगा कि भाई हमने 50 एंटर किया तो इतना लीटर पेट्रोल आ गया, वो भी आप आर्डिनो से कर सकते हो। अपना खुद का प्रोजेक्ट बना सकते हो। बच्चे बना सकते हैं कि भाई अगर उसमें कीपैड पे 50 लिखें तो इतना अमाउंट ऑफ पानी मोटर से बाहर आए। ठीक है, इतने सेंसर हमारे पास हैं। तो आपको या मैं अदर टीचर को यही रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि बेसिक अपना एक बार क्लियर हो जाए ना, तो आप हाई लेवल के प्रोजेक्ट्स बना सकते हो। तो बेसिक क्लियर करने के लिए जो आज मैंने आपको टिंकर कैड सॉफ्टवेयर के बारे में बताया, जिसमें मैंने आपको इतने सारे प्रोजेक्ट साइड में दिखाए, जहाँ पे प्रोजेक्ट्स बने हुए हैं और उन प्रोजेक्ट्स को आप देख करके सर्किट्स बनाना सीख सकते हो, कोडिंग करना सीख सकते हो ब्लॉक बेस के मेथड से। अगर एक बेस डेवलप हो गया, उसके बाद आप हाई एंड पे जाओगे, आपको किसी टीचर की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं होगी। बस क्या होता है कि यूट्यूब है, सामान हमारे पास है, सर्च करना, उसको देखते के सेल्फ प्रैक्टिस, सेल्फ से जितना सीखते जाओगे उतना आपको किसी दूसरे से नहीं सीखने को मिलेगा। मैं आज बोल के चला जाऊंगा, मैं आपको आज आपको मैं इतना मतलब 2 घंटे में समझा जाऊंगा। जब तक सेशन के खत्म होने के बाद आप खुद से प्रैक्टिस नहीं करोगे तो ये 1 घंटा या 2 घंटा पूरा मतलब लेक्चर हो जाएगा। तो अगर आप 2 घंटे 4 घंटे बैठ के प्रैक्टिस करोगे, आपको इंटरेस्ट आएगा, आपको समझ में आएगा कि अच्छा ये ऐसे ऐसे होता है, अब इसमें मैं और क्या कर सकता हूँ। तो मेन है प्रैक्टिस के ऊपर। सो सेल्फ लर्निंग जरूरी है, सेल्फ लर्निंग जरूरी है। मैं वही सभी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि जब तक सेल्फ लर्निंग नहीं होगी तब तक हम या हाँ बोलिए।
सर, नीति आयोग से एक टीम हमारे यहाँ आई थी, IAS ऑफिसर थे वो। जब हमारे स्कूल का विजिट किए तो उन्होंने ना एक कुछ साइट्स बताए थे, कुछ NFS करके। सर वो थोड़ा जल्दी में थे तो बता के चले गए, लेकिन मैं उसको ना पूरा नोट डाउन नहीं कर पाया। तो कुछ ऐसा है क्या, कुछ NFS कुछ करके बोले, उसपे बहुत सारी वीडियो लिंक डली है। नीति आयोग की टीम आई थी सर दिल्ली से, छत्तीसगढ़ राजनांदगांव, और हमारे लैब को ना उस समय उसमें थे, सर्चिंग किए थे।
तो अभी देखो, अभी मुझे ये नहीं पता है कि उन्होंने किस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में क्या बात हुई आपके यहाँ, किस चीज के लिए आए थे और किस
वो बोले
वेबसाइट
कि
के बारे में बात कर रहे थे।
बहुत सारी वीडियोस वहाँ अपलोड किया गया है ऐसा, और उससे आप मदद लेके बड़े बड़े प्रोजेक्ट बना सकते हो, ऐसा कुछ
देखिए
बोले।
देखिए, मैं आपको बताता हूँ। आपके पास गूगल है, आपको कहीं जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। आपको गूगल से ज्यादा डेटा कहीं नहीं मिलेगा। आप उस एक वेबसाइट पे अगर 50 प्रोजेक्ट देख रहे हैं, आपको गूगल पे 500 प्रोजेक्ट मिल जाएंगे। ठीक है, तो हाँ, तो गूगल इज समथिंग, जैसे बड़ा कुछ मेरे ख्याल मुझे लगता नहीं है टीचर। अगर मैं भी कुछ सीखना चाहता हूँ तो मैं यहाँ बैठ के कोई कोर्स अगर करना चाहता हूँ, मेरे पास सब कुछ इंटरनेट पे अवेलेबल है। आप उसको यूज कीजिए, उसकी पावर को यूज कीजिए। आपको वहाँ पे जीरो से आपको बिल्कुल हीरो तक बच्चों को बना देगा। और वहाँ पे इतना कंटेंट है कि आपको कोई, मैं जितना मुझे नॉलेज नहीं होगी उससे ज्यादा कंटेंट हमारा यूट्यूब गूगल पे ट्यूटोरियल्स अवेलेबल है। तो आप उसके मदद से आप बेस डेवलप कीजिए, धीरे धीरे स्टार्ट कीजिए अपना लर्निंग, एंड डेफिनेटली यू विल बी गोइंग टू लर्न आपको समथिंग आउट ऑफ